Chapter 982. The expressions of the three princes were grim. They didn't expect the battle to turn out like this. They didn't know whether to advance or retreat. They couldn't attack, and if they retreated, the members trapped by Zhao Feng would all die. On top of that, the seventh prince didn't make a move. Even if the three princes paid a heavy price to defeat the ninth prince's team, they wouldn't be able to stop the seventh prince's team. In the end, they would still end up helping someone else. If the three of you aren't willing to hand over the pseudo-crown prince seal, there's another way to save your members. Zhao Feng's cold voice sounded once more. On the battlefield, both sides naturally knew what this method was. Okay, I admit defeat. The second prince stared at Zhao Feng with cold eyes. He raised his pseudo-crown prince seal and sent a surge of intent into it. No matter how the situation developed, they were going to lose. The second prince didn't want to help the seventh prince, and he didn't want to give his draconic providence to Zhao Feng either. Furthermore, he had no intention of fighting for the position of crown prince. If all of his members were to die here, there would be a change in the power that was supporting him from behind. Brother second prince, don't be rash. The fifth prince's expression changed. He knew what Zhao Feng was talking about, but he couldn't admit defeat in front of so many people. He knew that the second prince was a calm person who wouldn't take risks. However, what would he and the 12th prince do if the second prince left? The 5th prince immediately tried to persuade the second prince. The second prince didn't bother with the 5th prince and asked for help through his pseudo-crown prince seal. 1. A profound array instantly spread from the pseudo-crown prince seal. At the same time, the dragon jade that was connected to the second prince's pseudo-crown prince seal also started to flash with light. The same array slowly flashed. The second prince and his members left the battlefield. Brother fifth prince, what do we do? The 12th prince didn't know what to do after seeing the second prince leave. The three princes weren't a match for the ninth prince's team even when they teamed up. What should they do now that the second prince had left? The fifth prince's expression was like dead water. He was unwilling, but he couldn't think of anything right now. Just as the two princes were struggling, in the small world of wind thunder. Since your prince isn't willing to save you, I won't hold back then. Zhao Feng's voice echoed in the small world. The few people left in the small world immediately revealed expressions of terror, and their bodies went limp on the ground. Don't kill me. Fifth prince, save me. I'm willing to hand over all my resources. Don't kill me. If you kill me, the Sea Calming Palace examination won't let you off. Boom. Zhao Feng's little world of wind lightning abruptly shrank, and an even stronger spatial pressure enveloped them. In the small world, countless wind and lightning energies descended continuously. Boom. The crimson thunder flame wings on Zhao Feng's back fluttered as he shuttled back and forth, reaping the lives of the remaining people. After settling everything, Zhao Feng's little world of wind and lightning disappeared. Zhao Feng stood on the city wall and smiled as he looked into the distance. In the forest 100 miles away, the 7th prince's team was shocked. They were just about to take action and invite the 2nd prince and the 12th prince. However, Zhao Feng had instantly finished off several emperors and quasi-sacred lords. He actually killed them all? Jiang Hao's heart shook. This Zhao Feng seems to have planned for us from the very beginning. The scholar's expression changed as if he had thought of something. How is this possible? The 7th prince didn't believe it. Zhao Feng's actions just now had shocked them. However, the scholar said that Zhao Feng had planned for them from the very beginning. He didn't dare to believe it. I understand now. The reason why Zhao Feng broke through at this time is to prevent us from teaming up with the three princes. The jade-faced Confucians suddenly understood. The three princes couldn't help but take action when Zhao Feng revealed his weakness in seclusion. The 7th prince wanted to take advantage of them, so he didn't do anything and waited for the right time. How is this possible? Jiang Hao was dazed after hearing the scholar's words. However, the scholar was right. On the last day, if they had no other choice, they might have teamed up with the three princes. At this moment, the three princes had lost, and their battle power was severely injured. The 2nd prince immediately admitted defeat. There were only 2 princes left, even if the 7th prince joined forces with them. Even if the 7th prince teamed up with them, the ninth prince's team would still be able to fight back. We lost without even fighting. The Confucian scholar sighed. On the city walls, the enemies that were still in a stalemate with the sky-shaking golden ape, the ninth prince, and company felt their hearts shake when they saw Zhao Feng kill several emperors and quasi-sacred lords. Let's go! The fifth prince roared. He had also given up on attacking the city, but he wouldn't admit defeat. They just needed to wait until tonight. After the second stage ended, they would be teleported out. Retreat! The 12th prince also exclaimed. Immediately, the enemy members on the Steel City wall cast their own secret escape techniques and quickly left. The beast hordes below also retreated under the control of the beast tamers. Want to leave? Shi Yulei was in a good mood and prepared to give the enemies a good beating. There's no need to chase. Zhao Feng stopped Shi Yulei. At the same time, his left eye flashed with a faint ripple of soul energy that flashed through the air. The mark of the god eye had been completed. Ah, we've won. Shi Yulei knew the logic of not chasing a desperate enemy. The members of the ninth prince's team instantly let out a breath. They felt that this battle wasn't as difficult as they had imagined. Zhao Feng, you purposely chose this moment to break through, right? Olding thought about it and seemed to understand why Zhao Feng revealed an opening when he broke through. Once the seventh prince and the three princes teamed up, even Zhao Feng wouldn't be able to do anything. Therefore, Zhao Feng purposely revealed an opening and made the ninth prince's team appear weak. Facing an opponent that was full of openings, both sides had their own goals, so they obviously wouldn't team up. Everyone seemed to understand something after hearing what Olding said. Not only did they defeat the three princes in this battle, they also forced the seventh prince's team into despair. It was killing two birds with one stone. Even if the remaining two princes teamed up with the seventh prince, they still wouldn't be able to take down the ninth prince's Heaven's Legacy City. Right now, the ninth prince's team had already taken over this Heaven's Legacy City. Hee, it's not over yet. Zhao Feng revealed a playful smile. A dark silver bow appeared in Zhao Feng's hand. The surface of the bow was engraved with mysterious inscriptions, and it glowed with a silver luster, forming three-dimensional tadpole-like patterns. The other members of the ninth prince's team looked at Zhao Feng with puzzled expressions. The fifth prince and the 12th prince had already escaped very far away. What was Zhao Feng doing? Zhao Feng closed his eyes and used the God Eye mark to sense the fifth prince's location. Zhao Feng pulled the bowstring, and the fire of wind lightning entered it. A scarlet arrow of lightning condensed on the sky-locking bow. Zhao Feng casually shot out an arrow. The fifth prince, who had already escaped very far away, felt something weird. It was as if a pair of eyes was staring at him. The fifth prince suddenly turned around and saw a scarlet arrow of lightning shooting toward him. Sneak attack. The fifth prince's expression changed dramatically. He immediately circulated his true yuan and used a defensive secret technique. Boom! When the dust settled, the fifth prince's entire body was scorched black. He was only an emperor, so he obviously couldn't block Zhao Feng's attack. If Zhao Feng used the sky-locking bow with all his strength, this arrow would be able to take the fifth prince's life. How is this possible? How can Zhao Feng attack us from so far away? The 12th prince squinted his eyes and saw Zhao Feng holding a silver bow on the city wall. This is a little weird. The 5th prince was filled with hatred and anger, but there was nothing he could do. Another arrow arrived. This time, the target was the 12th prince. Zhao Feng. The 12th prince's eyes bulged in anger. The two princes then retreated several hundred miles again. However, mysterious arrows of light continued to fly over and hit the 5th prince and the 12th prince. The members that followed the two princes were even more shocked. No matter where the two princes ran to, the arrows shot by Zhao Feng seemed to have eyes and would always find the two princes. Finally, the draconic providence in the pseudo-crown prince seal was used up. They were forced to ask for help and teleported away. On the other hand, no one on the 9th prince's city wall knew what Zhao Feng was doing. They only knew that he kept pulling the bowstring, and the arrows of light flew into the distance. However, everyone outside the great Qian dynasty palace saw everything clearly. From a few thousand miles away, Zhao Feng could casually pull the bowstring and hit the two princes. Even archery experts in the Lord dynasty couldn't do this. The second prince was dazed. He suddenly felt that admitting defeat and leaving was the right choice. At this moment, the fifth prince and the 12th prince were in a ruffled state. Their bodies were scorched black, and they were forced to use their pseudo-crown prince seal to ask for help. They were undoubtedly more embarrassed than the second prince. After this battle, the owners of the four heavens legacy cities were decided. As for Zhao Feng, he was deeply engraved in the minds of the experts of many factions. His meticulous and calm thoughts, his powerful strength, and his endless methods were truly admirable. The faces of the experts in the 8th Prince's hall were flushed red. They didn't expect the 9th Prince to be able to take over a Heaven's Legacy city and enter the 3rd stage of the Crown Prince trial. Master. Bai Qingyue's clear eyes looked at the 9th Prince's screen with admiration. As expected of the Grand Elder, Zhang Jie also admired Zhao Feng. Defeating a sacred lord with the cultivation of a king was probably something that only Zhao Feng had done in the history of the Lord dynasty. Zhao Feng. Tai Hongnan had a grim expression. He couldn't help but want to take Zhao Feng as a disciple due to his talent in battle. Unfortunately, Zhao Feng wasn't willing to return to the Tai family, and his soul wasn't that of a member of the Tai family. Elder Hongnan, what should we do about Zhao Feng? Tai Lydian asked. Tai Hongnan didn't say anything. Originally, they would have taken forceful measures. However, he needed to go back and discuss this with the other elders of the family. Within the 13th Prince's Hall, this Zhao Feng, Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss of 9 Darkness Palace, had an ugly expression. Zhao Feng's potential made him uneasy. On top of that, the fact that Zhao Feng had the perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline gave Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss a headache. As night arrived, the members of the 7th Prince's team were teleported out through the stone tablet. The Crown Prince trial had entered the 3rd stage, the battle between the princes. Chapter 983. Right now, only the 4 princes and their team members living in the 4 Heavens Legacy cities were left in the imperial tombs. The 8th Prince and the 9th Prince's team could finally let out a breath. There's still 10 days of rest before the 3rd stage begins. Everyone, go and prepare yourselves. Old Ing looked at the exhausted team members. Everyone had worked very hard in order to take over a Heaven's Legacy city and stabilize themselves. They were all exhausted. Old Ing, what's the 3rd stage? Zhou Su couldn't help but ask. Although she had asked a long time ago, Old Ing had always said that it was too early, and there was no point in telling her. The Game of Princes will be held in the 4 Heavens Legacy cities. At that time, the Heavens Legacy cities will randomly open a game, and the participants will be the 4 princes and their team members. At this point in time, Old Ing told Old Ing everything he knew. At the start, he only thought that the 9th Prince had a sliver of hope to obtain a Heaven's Legacy city if he was lucky, but that was under the best-case scenario. Therefore, there was no point in saying too much about the 3rd stage, it would only distract them. Even now, he still felt like he was dreaming. He didn't expect that the 9th Prince would be able to occupy a Heaven's Legacy city alongside the 4th Prince, the 13th Prince, and the 8th Prince. It sounds very interesting. Zhou Su nodded her head, not really understanding. Zhao Feng was slightly surprised. The Game of Princes was actually being held by the Heaven's Legacy cities? The first Imperials must have spent a lot of resources to make some sort of agreement with the Heaven's Legacy cities. No one can predict what kind of game will be opened in Tianji City. From the very beginning of the Crown Prince trial until now, there have been repeated games. However, the second time has been improved. Therefore, this game still has a certain level of fairness. Old Ing explained to everyone. Up until now, there had never been a game similar to the Prince's game. Therefore, it was difficult to prepare in advance. Furthermore, since it was a game, it wasn't as simple as comparing strength. There were many other factors. Of course, the main goal of this game is to fight for Draconic Providence. Old Ing emphasized. The 4th stage, the fight for the Grand Seal, was basically a competition of Draconic Providence. This had never changed. Everyone who knew about the battle for Crown Prince knew. This was why the game of princes was so important. It was their only chance to fight for draconic providence. The 9th prince's pseudo-crown prince seal had the least amount of draconic providence out of all the princes in the imperial tombs. If they wanted to fight for the crown prince, the 9th prince's team would have to be stronger than the other 3 princes. Otherwise, they would be eliminated after the 3rd stage. Don't worry, just do your best when the time comes. The 9th prince said with a faint smile. To a certain degree, the 9th prince had already proven himself by reaching this step. This was also his original intention. He wanted to prove himself by competing with the princes. In princes, we princes, and princes, and prince, and princes, prince, and prince, and princes. Prince, and prince, in princes, king emperor, king, prince are. Wang. And out prince, out. Ling. Li, ling, comma, out, I, prince. Sure, Yulei added. He was afraid that the others would be under too much pressure, so he cooperated with old Ing and the 9th prince. Oh, brother 9th prince still has hope. Don't worry. Zhou Su suddenly stood up and patted the 9th prince's shoulder. Sure, Yulei and old Ying's expressions froze as they looked around. In reality, the other members of the 9th prince's team weren't worried at all. Zhou Su obviously didn't care about anything. Shinjizi sat quietly on the side with his eyes closed. No one knew what he was calculating. Zhao Feng seemed to have entered a cultivation state, and after Zhao Feng planted the Dark Heart seal in Jingkai, he also focused on cultivation, and his personality changed. On the other hand, Su Qingling was more responsible and showed a solemn expression. Okay, there are still 10 days left. Everyone, do your best to increase your strength and get ready. Old Ing urged before leaving with the 9th prince. Seeing that the meeting was over, Zhao Feng got up and left as well. Although he was in a cultivation state, he knew what was going on in the outside world, and he heard everything that was said. Right now, Zhao Feng was cultivating the undying sacred lightning body. His sacred lightning body could cultivate the undying sacred lightning body with the help of the intent of death and the Emperor of Death's laws of death. The damage reduction of the undying sacred lightning body was very obvious, and normal damage could be ignored. Furthermore, the indestructible nature of the undying sacred lightning body could complement the sacred body of a mystic light realm's sacred lord. On top of that, Zhao Feng had just become an emperor, so he needed to build a good foundation to break through to the mystic light realm. Furthermore, Zhao Feng had already obtained the complete 10,000 divine thoughts technique. He felt that cultivating the 10,000 divine thoughts technique to the peak would be very useful to him. That's right, Zhou Su, do you know what the 3-life evil ghost flower is used for? Zhao Feng suddenly thought of a question. When he was trying to enter the Imperial Sky Inheritance, Sacred Lord Black Demon had taken a liking to the red flower that he didn't think highly of. He believed that the 3-life evil ghost flower would be very valuable in certain areas. Why are you asking this? The 3-life evil ghost flower is a great herb for cultivating demonic Dao clones. It can increase the chances of forming a demonic Dao clone and increase the power of the clone. Zhou Su was surprised. Zhao Feng hadn't cultivated any demonic Dao techniques before, so why was he asking this? Are you planning to form a ghost Dao clone in the future? Zhou Su asked. It was very likely that Zhao Feng had obtained a very precious demonic Dao clone technique in the Imperial tombs. No, I'm just asking. Zhao Feng had a calm expression. From the looks of it, the 3-life evil ghost flower was a precious resource for demonic cultivators. The clone technique was a technique that only sacred lords could use. Normally, only those at the early stages of the mystic light realm would cultivate this technique, but some early-stage mystic light realm cultivators with strong sacred bodies would cultivate this technique as well. The strength of the clone was directly related to the rank of the secret technique. Herbs that could increase the power of the clone were very precious, and they were basically the same as increasing the rank of the clone technique. After knowing what the 3-life evil ghost flower could do, Zhao Feng felt that it was even more useless to him. Zhao Feng arrived at the spiritual pet garden once more after walking out of the metallic room. Do you want to take care of your pets, train them, or buy them? A short elder puppet slowly walked over. I need 10 emperor-level flying beasts. This time, Zhao Feng chose 10 dragon-winged eagles. They could be considered a small group of flying beasts. After walking out of the spiritual pet garden, Zhao Feng gave 10 dim dragon jades to each dragon-winged eagle. These 10 dragon jades were the ones that the little thieving cat had stolen from the emperors and quasi-sacred lords that had fallen into Zhao Feng's little world yesterday. The draconic providence on them had already been given to the 9th prince. The 10 dragon-winged eagles grabbed the dragon jades and charged into the sky in different directions. There's not much time left until the end of the Crown Prince trial. I'll collect as much draconic providence as I can. Since Zhao Feng had promised the 9th prince that he would take a spot, he would obviously do his best to help him. After entering the Heaven's Legacy City, no one would leave the Heaven's Legacy City to collect draconic providence. Everyone was using the fortune they obtained in the Heaven's Legacy City to increase their strength. Some beast tamers had used beasts to collect draconic providence before, but there was a lot of risk involved. However, it was extremely risky. If the demonic beast encountered a crisis while collecting the draconic chi and lost the dragon jade, it would be disastrous. However, Zhao Feng was different. He could use the Dark Heart seal to obtain the vision of the flying beasts. If there was danger, he would tell his spiritual pets to leave or use the Eye of Heaven to help. This was all thanks to the 10,000 divine thoughts technique. Otherwise, it would be very difficult for Zhao Feng to share the vision of almost 20 flying beasts at the same time. Furthermore, Zhao Feng had other things to do. 10 days passed in the blink of an eye. Zhao Feng's sacred lightning body now had a wisp of an undying body. The strengthening of the sky-shaking golden ape bloodline was also very successful. Furthermore, Jing Kai's cultivation had reached the level of a quasi-sacred lord, which was a good thing for the team. On this day, the 9th prince's team arrived at the plaza in the center of the Heaven's Legacy City. There was a special metal staircase in front of a beautiful fountain, and there was a gray-white stone platform on top of the staircase. The members of the 9th prince's team all walked up the metal staircase. Wang, the 9th prince, took out his pseudo-crown prince seal and placed it on the gray-white stone platform. Wang, boom, boom. The entire stone platform carried everyone into the sky. In the sky above the Great Gon Lord dynasty, an image finally appeared on the dim light screen. Even though the pseudo-crown prince seal had a surveillance array in the Heaven's Legacy City, it was useless. The outside world would only be able to see the images when the princes flew into the sky and left the Heaven's Legacy City. I can finally see it. The main show of the 3rd stage is about to begin. I wonder what kind of game the Heaven's Legacy City will open this time. Everyone in the outside world wanted to know how the 3rd stage would proceed. Inside the imperial tombs, the 4 princes stood on the staircase and floated in the air, forming a square. Wang, an illusionary elder, suddenly appeared in the middle of the 4 princes. From the shape of the elder, one could tell that he was a mechanical puppet. Princes, it's time for the battle of the princes now. The illusionary elder's voice spread in every direction. As for me, I will be the witness of this game. A black piece of metal that couldn't be seen clearly appeared in the illusionary elder's hand. This time I'll open. The old man abruptly tossed the black piece of metal out, and mysterious and obscure patterns immediately bloomed on its surface. Clang. The black piece of metal floated in the air and started to expand with the sound of metal clanging. The black piece of metal turned into a metallic object that filled the square in the middle of the 4 princes. A game board was formed. Moving Maze Palace. Chapter 984. The teams of the 4 princes stood on the stairs and looked at the complicated maze in front of them. This maze was made up of black metal, and it floated in the middle of the 4 princes like a chessboard. However, in reality, this maze was another world of its own. Firstly, each prince's team will randomly choose a few people to enter the maze based on the total number of people. The transparent elder's voice suddenly sounded. Wang, an ancient and complicated array, instantly appeared on the stairs the 4 princes were standing on, and a weird undulation of spatial energy locked onto several people. Old Ying, Su Qingling, Jing Kai, and Zhao Feng on the ninth prince's stairs started to flash with silver light. Bush, bush, bush. The four of them disappeared from the ninth prince's stairs. At the same time, the ninth prince, Zhou Su, and company saw the four people who disappeared appear in different places in the maze. What a unique technique. Zhou Su couldn't help but sigh. At the same time, a certain number of members from the other princes' teams were teleported to different corners of the maze. They are the prince's chess pieces. Only the princes can use their pseudo-crown prince seal to communicate with the members in the moving maze and command them. The transparent elder explained the rules of the game. If two people meet each other in the maze, there will be a duel. The winner will obtain 10% of the draconic providence in the loser's dragon jade. This meant that the battles were random. As long as two people met each other in the maze, there would be a special duel. The transparent elder looked down at the maze and said with a faint smile, "Now, the princes, please give your draconic providence to the members in the maze." Interesting. Zhao Feng stood in the maze and inspected his surroundings. His five senses and divine sense were all restricted here. He couldn't even sense what was on the other side of the black metal walls. The walls above the maze were also made of black metal. However, the princes could see what was happening in the maze from the outside. From the perspective of the people outside, the maze was just a chessboard that was around 100 yards long and wide, and the people inside were just small chess pieces. The princes, on the other hand, were like gods that could see the entire situation and command everyone. Wang Zhaofeng's dragon jade glowed brighter as draconic providence filled it. Everyone were fine. At least Zhou Su didn't enter the maze. The ninth prince's voice sounded in everyone's minds through the dragon jades. In that case, the other princes' teams also have doctors here? Zhao Feng asked immediately. Indeed. The ninth prince said. Only 4 people from the ninth prince's team had entered the maze palace: Old Ying, Zhao Feng, Su Qingling, and Jing Kai. Shi Yulei, who was relatively strong, didn't enter, but Zhou Su, who was extremely weak in battle, wasn't chosen either. This situation was indeed considered good. The doctors in the 8th prince's team weren't good at fighting, and if they wanted to leave the maze, they would have to lose 100% of their draconic providence. As expected, luck also played a part in the 3rd segment. What should we do next? Su Qingling's cold voice sounded. She was not very strong, so she was a little afraid. If any dangerous enemies appear in your surroundings, I will give you a hint. The ninth prince's voice sounded. It's not that simple. Zhao Feng had a confident expression. The 4 princes could see what was going on in the maze palace. The people in the maze palace couldn't hide just because they wanted to. This game was a great test of the prince's wisdom and judgment. If the ninth prince was able to command them well, he would be able to make Su Qingling avoid fighting and allow Zhao Feng and Old Ying to fight with the weaker people. Zhao Feng, Sacred Lord Black Demon is moving toward you. The 13th prince should be giving Sacred Lord Black Demon directions. The ninth prince's voice sounded in Zhao Feng's mind. Old Ying, there's a weaker quasi-sacred lord to your left. Go left first and then choose the right path. Su Qingling, go to the right. There are fewer people there, so try to avoid fighting. On the stairs, the 4 princes were fully focused as they looked at the maze palace below. They placed their hands on the pseudo-crown prince seal and communicated with the members of the maze palace, giving them directions and stealing the draconic providence from the other members. Then let the game begin. The transparent elder's voice sounded in everyone's ears. Boom, boom, boom. The walls around the maze palace started to move. Some of the walls sank into the ground, while others suddenly popped up. The moving maze palace makes it harder for the princes to command. Zhao Feng said faintly. Because the terrain was constantly changing, the princes needed to pay attention to the situation of each member and give them directions. Furthermore, the changing terrain could prevent some members from remembering the layout of the maze palace. The see-through ability of the god's spiritual eye is useless. Zhao Feng's left eye stared at the wall to the side, but he was unable to see through it. Zhao Feng, Sacred Lord Black Demon is coming over from your left. The ninth prince suddenly said. It was obvious that the ninth prince had forgotten about Zhao Feng's situation when he was giving directions to the others. Ninth prince, you don't need to worry about me and Jing Kai. Focus on commanding Old Ying and Su Qingling. Zhao Feng messaged the ninth prince. Suddenly, a terrifying and eerie demonic pressure appeared from the side path. Zhao Feng, it's time for you to die. Sacred Lord Black Demon had a gruesome smile as he approached Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng had a calm expression as he looked at Sacred Lord Black Demon and surveyed his surroundings. When the two were 30 yards apart, the scenery around them suddenly twisted and disappeared. Zhao Feng and Sacred Lord Black Demon appeared in another dimension. When the two of them meet, there will be a duel. Zhao Feng murmured the rules of the game that the transparent elder told him. This was a plain with many weird trees that were thousands of yards tall. Sacred Lord Black Demon and Zhao Feng both appeared in this scene. Uncle, my kite is hanging on that tree. Can you take it down for me? A young child next to Zhao Feng and Sacred Lord Black Demon jumped around in joy. Little brat, fuck off. Sacred Lord Black Demon's expression became angry as he waved his sleeve. A wave of boundless and oppressive pitch-black magical power twisted into a black dragon and attacked the young child as it spat out blood. Suddenly, an invisible energy barrier appeared around the child. Sacred Lord Black Demon's attack was reflected and landed on Sacred Lord Black Demon's body. Sacred Lord Black Demon jumped up in fright and thrust out his palm to cancel out the attack. Sacred Lord Black Demon, you and Zhao Feng are in the same game. You can't harm that little boy. You have to do as he says. The 13th prince's voice sounded in Sacred Lord Black Demon's mind. Damn it, this brat. Sacred Lord Black Demon's eyes were filled with anger, but there was nothing he could do. He originally thought that he would be able to fight with Zhao Feng after meeting him. He didn't expect to enter this strange game scene, and he even had to play according to the rules. Zhao Feng? Sacred Lord Black Demon suddenly realized that Zhao Feng had already flown toward a tree, and there was a red kite on top of it. Sacred Lord Black Demon instantly jumped into the air and chased after Zhao Feng. What a strong gravitational force! Zhao Feng felt an invisible gravitational force suppress him. The higher he flew, the stronger the gravitational force became. And this tree was at least 10,000 zhang tall. Zhao Feng was speechless. How could this kid fly a kite so high? From the looks of it, this scene was probably just an illusion. The content was set up by the Heaven's Legacy race, so it couldn't be judged by normal standards. Boom! Zhao Feng circulated his sacred lightning body, and golden lightning radiated from his body. With the help of the sacred lightning body, Zhao Feng's resistance to pressure increased dramatically. At the same time, his speed also increased. Zhao Feng instantly charged several hundred yards. There's even a gravitational force. Sacred Lord Black Demon had an ugly expression, but since he had a sacred body, his resistance was even stronger. Black Demon escape. Black flames rose from Sacred Lord Black Demon's body, and a powerful current of black flames surrounded his legs. A surge of black flames exploded from his feet, and Sacred Lord Black Demon seemed to glide through the air as he charged upward. Without saying anything else, Zhao Feng immediately activated his perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline. Boom! With a string of explosions, Zhao Feng's speed reached the limit as he charged toward the top of the tree. Since Zhao Feng had acted earlier than Sacred Lord Black Demon, Sacred Lord Black Demon's speed increased to the limit. Zhao Feng successfully obtained the red kite. Zhao Feng, the kite is mine. Sacred Lord Black Demon roared as he charged forward. Blood Devil Charge. The Blood Devil Sun around Zhao Feng's body started to burn and give off the sound of exploding flames. The image of a blood-red sun started to appear behind him, and a whirlpool started to spin. Under the effect of the Blood Devil Charge, Zhao Feng's scarlet-red wings left a trail of light behind him, and the image of the blood-red sun behind him released a layer of golden and blood-red light as it charged downward like an ancient golden crow. Boom! 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 The gravity that had stopped him when he was ascending had now become a boost for Zhao Feng, and it pushed his speed and explosiveness to unprecedented heights. Not good. Sacred Lord Black Demon's expression changed dramatically. The terrifying power of Zhao Feng's descent made his heart shake even though they were so far away. Sacred Lord Black Demon wasn't a body-strengthening expert, so he obviously wouldn't clash head-on with Zhao Feng. He immediately moved to the side and dodged Zhao Feng's attack. Goodbye. Zhao Feng didn't bother with Sacred Lord Black Demon. He used the momentum of his descent to fly toward the ground at an extremely fast speed. Zhao Feng glided toward the little boy and handed the kite to him. Thank you, Uncle Candy. I have candy for Uncle Candy. The little boy happily took the kite and reached out with his chubby little hand. There was a substandard god crystal on it. Zhao Feng's eyes paused for a moment before he quickly took the substandard god crystal. Damn it, Zhao Feng. Sacred Lord Black Demon finally arrived at this moment and was about to attack Zhao Feng. However, a mechanical voice suddenly sounded. Victor, Zhao Feng. 10% of Sacred Lord Black Demon's draconic providence flowed out of his dragon jade and entered Zhao Feng's dragon jade. The scenery around them started to twist and disappear. Zhao Feng returned to the maze palace, but his location was different from when he disappeared. It seemed like he had randomly appeared somewhere in the maze palace. So that's how it is. After experiencing it once, Zhao Feng understood the rules of the moving maze palace. Chapter 985. Above the Heaven's Legacy City, the four princes inspected the maze palace and used their pseudo-crown prince seal to command the members of the maze palace. Above the moving maze, a few incorporeal spheres would appear from time to time. The scenes of the duels were happening within the balls. Within one of the balls, Zhao Feng charged into a tree and picked up a red kite. As expected of the Heaven's Legacy race, their ability to create is unimaginable. Who knows how many secret dimensions there are in this game? Yulei was stunned. It was a pity that he wasn't able to experience it. Shinjizi looked at the maze palace below with unfocused eyes, as if he was calculating something. Good, Zhao Feng has defeated Sacred Lord Black Demon and obtained 10% of his draconic providence. Yulei called out in surprise. The ball that Zhao Feng was in then disappeared from the maze palace. Brother Zhao is both brave and intelligent. The ninth prince let out a breath. Because he was careless, Sacred Lord Black Demon was able to get close to Zhao Feng. Luckily, Zhao Feng won in the end. Zhao Feng's ability to adapt to unknown environments was much faster than normal people. I'll listen to Zhao Feng and focus on commanding Old Ying and Su Qingling. The ninth prince trusted Zhao Feng's decision. Within the moving maze palace, Jing Kai met an elder in azure robes from the fourth prince's team. Jing Kai from the ninth prince's team. The elder in azure robes revealed a wicked smile as he charged forward. When he was a certain distance away from Jing Kai Wang, the scenery around them started to twist, and the two appeared in another dimension. Jing Kai and the elder in azure robes looked at each other in the forest. Behind Jing Kai, several hundred villagers knelt on the ground and begged. Hero, please save our village. The bandits are here again. I beg you, help us chase away these bandits. Several dozen fierce bandits held large blades and axes behind the elder in azure robes and had evil smiles on their faces. Big bro, let's go. That's right. Our brothers haven't eaten in months. The green-robed old man's eyes were wide open, and he was so angry that his beard was curling up. Although he knew that these scenes were random and the plot content was also fake, he, a dignified law enforcement elder of a 3-star sect, actually became the leader of a robber in this scene. Jing Kai, let's end this. The green-robed old man rushed out impatiently. Azure C3 styles. As the green-robed old man waved his hand, waves of resplendent water curtains appeared, combining toughness and gentleness to form a dark green whirlpool with a diameter of 1,000 feet, sweeping towards Jing Kai. Jing Kai was ready for battle. A dazzling golden light appeared around his body and revolved around him in a regular pattern. Hu-chi-chi. The golden light sword and the dark green light screen intertwined, unleashing boundless power that destroyed the surrounding mountains and rivers. Hee, Jing Kai, you've only just become a quasi-sacred lord, right? The green-robed old man burst into laughter. Boom. Boundless dark green whirlpools engulfed Jing Kai and almost drowned him. Suddenly, a faint golden eye of heaven appeared above the battle. A surge of eye intent that could pierce through heaven and earth charged toward the azure-robed elder. Arg! The azure-robed elder screamed as 10,000 bolts of lightning struck his soul, and his body froze. Jing Kai instantly passed by the azure-robed elder and waved his hand. Countless beams of golden light shot out and killed all the bandits. "Victor, Jing Kai." A mechanical voice sounded. "How is this possible? That I—" The azure-robed elder's expression was filled with fear. "Who?" A surge of draconic providence came from the azure-robed elder's body and entered Jing Kai's dragon jade. "Thank you, master," Jing Kai said in a low tone. At the same time, the villagers behind him started to cheer. "Hero, thank you for saving our village. This is a small gift from us." The expressions of everyone on the fourth prince's stage paused. How could the azure-robed elder have lost? What was that golden eye that appeared in the space just now? 13th prince, I don't know either. As I was fighting with Jing Kai, a powerful surge of eye intent suddenly descended from the sky. The elder in gray explained helplessly. He felt that he had lost too unjustly. That golden eye, could it be Zhao Feng? The 13th prince was puzzled when he thought about Zhao Feng's golden hair and eyes. Zhao Feng opened his eyes within the maze palace. Using the eye of heaven expends a lot of eye intent. Zhao Feng said softly. Zhao Feng could use the dark heart seal to communicate with those that Zhao Feng had imprinted on them, obtain their vision, and even help them across space. However, this was the first time he had crossed a spatial barrier and used the eye of heaven. Luckily, the secret dimension where the duel took place wasn't far away from the moving maze palace, and the structure of that secret dimension was extremely simple. It was much better for Zhao Feng to help Jing Kai than for the 9th prince to command him. At this moment, the 9th prince was fully focused on commanding Old Ying and Su Qingling, so they were more efficient. Zhao Feng then started to move. However, Zhao Feng didn't see a single person even after walking for a long time in the maze palace. Looks like I've exposed my strength. Most people are avoiding me. Zhao Feng sighed helplessly. The strength he displayed during the battle was comparable to an experienced initial-stage Mystic Light Realm's Sacred Lord. Most of the people participating in the moving maze palace were quasi-sacred lords, so they obviously avoided Zhao Feng. This means that I can only meet a sacred lord. Zhao Feng's eyebrows furrowed. Although he wasn't scared of a sacred lord right now, there were many possibilities in the duel. In terms of experience and knowledge, sacred lords were much stronger than him. Zhao Feng didn't want to waste time with sacred lords. It was easier to deal with the quasi-sacred lords and emperors. If that's the case, then I'll just rely on luck. A strong aura of wind lightning appeared around Zhao Feng. A pair of scarlet wings of lightning spread behind his back. Zhao Feng randomly chose a direction and turned into a bolt of lightning that flashed by. Everyone else in the maze palace carefully followed the prince's directions. At this moment, Zhao Feng used a secret speed technique and sped through the changing maze palace. Whoever he met would be who he was. Luo Zun, not good. Zhao Feng is approaching you. The 8th prince's voice suddenly sounded in Luo Zun's mind as he walked through the maze palace. Luo Zun paused for a moment. Although he knew that he wasn't Zhao Feng's match, he didn't want to run away this time. Furthermore, the duels in the maze palace didn't just rely on strength. Zhao Feng. Luo Zun charged forward when he saw Zhao Feng appear in front of him. Wang. The two of them appeared in a world of ice and snow. I urgently need the freezing ice mystic metal under the 1,000-year mystic ice. Which one of you can help me mine some? A middle-aged male wearing a robe looked at Zhao Feng and Luo Zun. Zhao Feng, I'm sorry, but this is my the land of ice. Luo Zun puffed out his chest and revealed a smug smile. Although defeating Zhao Feng in his forte wasn't enough, luck was also a part of one's strength. An extremely cold power appeared in Luo Zun's left hand, and the nearby temperature dropped by dozens of degrees due to the cold aura. Even the air was completely frozen. Luo Zun pressed his hand on the layer of ice and released a surge of cold power. The The layer of ice on the ground suddenly cracked open, but this wasn't enough. No one knew how deep the freezing ice mystic metal that this middle-aged male needed was buried. Zhao Feng looked at the layer of ice below. The freezing ice mystic metal is 1,000 yards underground. He also had the ice-water bloodline, but he specialized in defense and healing. He probably wasn't as good as Luo Zun at mining. Meow meow. The little thieving cat instantly appeared on Zhao Feng's shoulder and leaned on a spade. It revealed a cool expression as if it was time for it to perform. The little thieving cat landed on the layer of ice and started to dig hard with the spade. Boom, boom, boom. The surface of the ground suddenly started to shake. Zhao Feng's left eye saw that the layer of ice was collapsing. The piece of freezing ice mystic metal was moving upwards. Luo Zun had a weird expression as he looked at Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat. Just now, he felt the depths of the ice shake. He didn't understand what Zhao Feng and his spiritual pet were doing. Crack, crack. The little thieving cat quickly waved the spade and started to dig into the ground. Boom, boom. The entire layer of ice started to shake and collapse as if a desolate beast was about to charge out of the ground. Boom, boom. The shaking became louder and louder. In the end, the entire ground started to shake. Luo Zun had a surprised expression. He didn't know what Zhao Feng's spiritual pet had done to make the layer of ice several thousand yards underground shatter. Crack, ka. The place that the little thieving cat had dug suddenly exploded, and a giant hole appeared. One could faintly see that the layer of ice below had been completely destroyed and was cracking inch by inch. A piece of gold-white metal was stuck in one of the cracks. Zhao Feng immediately charged into the hole and took out the freezing ice mystic metal. How is this possible? Luo Zun, who was still circulating his power of ice, was instantly dazed. He still didn't understand what Zhao Feng and his pet had done to make the freezing ice mystic metal, which was several thousand yards underground, jump out by itself. Thank you, young man. This is your reward. A middle-aged male in cotton revealed a faint smile and handed over a few glowing ores. Victor, Zhao Feng. An ethereal voice sounded in the dimension. The dragon jade on Zhao Feng's body started to glow brighter. In the next instant, Zhao Feng returned to the maze palace. This still isn't enough. Zhao Feng stood where he was. If it wasn't for the fact that Luo Zun had charged out, Zhao Feng wouldn't have even noticed that there was someone there. His 5 senses and divine sense were restricted, and the see-through ability of his left eye was useless. This was indeed troublesome. The see-through ability of my left eye can't see through the walls of the maze palace. What if I do this? Zhao Feng suddenly thought of something. 1. A faint golden ripple spread across Zhao Feng's golden eye. Zhao Feng's left eye had the see-through ability, but the golden eye's new ability also had a strong see-through ability. It works. Zhao Feng was overjoyed. At this moment, his left eye was looking at a world made of faint golden particles, and his gaze could see through dozens of metal walls. The structure of the metal walls was extremely complicated, several times more complicated than a supreme-quality Earth-grade weapon. Of course, this wasn't the main point of Zhao Feng's observation. In this way, everyone within the 10 walls will be under my control. Zhao Feng was secretly delighted. This would make things much easier. However, the illusory elder above the moving maze palace suddenly started to glow with a faint white light. A serious cheater has been discovered and will be punished. Chapter 986. A serious cheater has been discovered and will be punished. The transparent elder's words sounded in everyone's ears. Who cheated? Someone immediately asked. The 4 princes could only communicate with the members within the maze palace, and the people outside couldn't do anything. This meant that the cheater was most likely a member of the maze palace. What kind of punishment will they give? This has happened in the past Crown Prince trials as well. The punishment should be that the cheater will be in a disadvantageous situation or be restricted in some way. The eyes of an experienced quasi-sacred lord twinkled. However, they didn't know who the cheater was, and they didn't know what this transparent elder's standards were. Within the moving maze palace, meow meow. The little thieving cat suddenly appeared on Zhao Feng's shoulder and pointed at Zhao Feng's left eye with a gloating expression. Zhao Feng immediately used his left eye to look at the little thieving cat. Meow meow. The little thieving cat immediately dodged Zhao Feng's gaze and turned into a streak of light that disappeared into the misty spatial world. Looks like I'm the cheater, Zhao Feng concluded from the little thieving cat's performance. He didn't know what would happen if he used the power of his left eye. The Heaven's Legacy City's punishment didn't seem very good. At the same time, a cold robotic voice sounded in Zhao Feng's mind. Because you have an item or device that can release the light of transparency, you have severely damaged the essence of the moving maze palace and affected the fairness of the game. Therefore, you will receive the following punishments. First, you will expose your location. Everyone in the maze palace will be able to sense your approximate location. Second, you are not allowed to leave the game in the middle unless you lose 3 times the normal amount of draconic providence. Third, you will be discriminated against by the other non-player characters, and you will be the villain. Zhao Feng paused for a long time before speaking. This is the punishment? Zhao Feng let out a breath. He originally thought that the Heaven's Legacy City would punish him or something. Looks like I was exaggerating. The 3 punishments just then were only for the game. It only made the cheaters fall into a disadvantageous position in the game. Hee hee. This is even more convenient. Zhao Feng suddenly laughed. The first punishment was to allow all the members in the maze to sense Zhao Feng's location. This way, the other members of the labyrinth would move closer to Zhao Feng. If this happened to other people, it might be a nightmare, but Zhao Feng liked it very much. The second rule was that everyone else had to lose 100% of their draconic luck to leave, but Zhao Feng had to lose at least 3 times that amount before he could leave. However, Zhao Feng did not think that his score in the mobile maze would be negative. Therefore, this punishment was completely ignored by him. The third punishment is being discriminated against by non-player characters? Zhao Feng hesitated for a moment. He couldn't think of anything that would be disadvantageous to him. As for being the villain, Zhao Feng didn't care at all. After all, everything in the scenario was fake. All in all, Zhao Feng didn't feel like these 3 punishments would affect him much. In fact, the first punishment was actually a reward for him. At the same time, a mechanical voice sounded in the minds of all the members in the maze palace. You can now sense the approximate location of the cheater. Defeating the cheater will give you even more rewards. Apart from Zhao Feng, all the other members were stunned. Who's the cheater? This was the first question in everyone's mind. Furthermore, defeating the cheater would give them even more rewards. Therefore, everyone started to head in a certain direction uncontrollably. 9th Prince, tell old Ying and Su Qingling not to look for the cheater. Zhao Feng knew some things through Jing Kai, so he messaged the 9th Prince. When members of the same team met, they had to go through the scenario. Therefore, the princes usually told the members in the maze palace to split up. Brother Zhao, are you a cheater? The 9th Prince stuttered. Pretty much. Zhao Feng replied simply. He didn't know that doing this would be considered cheating. Okay. The 9th Prince's expression darkened. As expected, no matter what Zhao Feng did, he would be different from the rest. While everyone was familiarizing themselves with the rules and environment of the game, Zhao Feng had already started to cheat. Zhao Feng, the punishment for the cheater? The 9th Prince was slightly worried. The transparent elder in the sky didn't say who the cheater was or what the punishment would be. You don't have to worry about that. They're all unimportant punishments. Zhao Feng quickly said. His left eye saw through the metal wall and saw several figures. Be careful. Seeing that Zhao Feng wasn't willing to say anything, the 9th Prince didn't ask any further. Old Ying, Su Qingling, don't get close to the cheater. He's Zhao Feng. The 9th Prince immediately messaged the 2. On the other side, the cheater should be in this direction. I just don't know how far away he is. Shi Peng from the Earth Demon cult from the 13th Prince's team had a solemn expression. Even though he didn't know the true identity of the cheater, he still unconsciously got closer and followed the direction in his mind. Shi Peng, watch out. Zhao Feng is next to you. The 9th Prince immediately messaged after seeing Shi Peng's situation. It was obvious that the 13th Prince wasn't able to observe and command too many people at the same time. Zhao Feng is nearby? Xi Peng's heart shook, and he quickly retreated. He obviously knew that he wasn't Zhao Feng's match. Furthermore, Zhao Feng had many tricks up his sleeves. He had a certain advantage in this complicated and ever-changing environment. Hee, you wanna run? Zhao Feng revealed a cold smile as he spread his scarlet wings of lightning and used the lightning wings flying technique to travel through the maze palace. Xi Peng couldn't see Zhao Feng, so he only listened to the 13th prince's commands and escaped. He wasn't very agile in the moving maze palace. On the other hand, Zhao Feng could see Xi Peng and locked onto him. He controlled the terrain around him and smoothly traveled through the maze palace, soon catching up to Xi Peng. The scenery around them started to twist. In a bustling city, there was a lot of noise. Zhao Feng and Xi Peng stood on a red martial arts arena. It's over. It's an arena? Xi Peng's heart dropped. He had personally seen Zhao Feng defeat Sacred Lord Dark Soul. He didn't have any confidence fighting Zhao Feng at all. You two have fought to a draw, but I only have one daughter. How about this? My daughter will throw a ball, and whoever catches it will be the son-in-law of the Chen family. A chubby middle-aged male said with a warm smile from a tall building that was 100 yards tall in front of the arena. Xi Peng raised his head and looked around. Below the arena, there were sounds of congratulations. The two of you are very skilled. Congratulations. I wonder who will be able to marry the daughter of the Chen family. In the festive pavilion, a beautiful woman in a red wedding dress looked at Xi Peng shyly. She had an apricot face and peach cheeks. Several young maids and a chubby middle-aged male were next to her. It's not a martial arts duel? Xi Peng was overjoyed. In this setting, he and Zhao Feng were both here to participate in the joust for a spouse, but the two of them had fought to a draw. From the looks of it, whoever catches the ball will be the winner. Zhao Feng started to think. The beautiful female in the building looked at Zhao Feng and revealed a look of disdain. Father, that youth is really ugly, and he has no aura at all. He's wearing very poor clothes, and he gives off a weird stench from head to toe. The daughter of the Qin family whispered in her father's ear. Daughter, now that you mention it, I feel the same way. The chubby middle-aged male inspected Zhao Feng with disgust. On the other hand, this middle-aged male is very mature and steady. His eyes are filled with the vicissitudes of life. How heroic! The face of the beautiful female in the joust for a spouse instantly went red as she looked at Xi Peng. The conversation between the two obviously didn't escape the ears of Zhao Feng and Xi Peng. This is... Xi Peng froze on the spot and blushed. He suddenly felt that he had become the main character in this duel. The key characters in the scene seemed to have an inexplicable liking for him. This is the so-called discrimination of non-player characters. Zhao Feng was speechless. As expected, he was severely discriminated against by non-player characters. On the building, the woman looked at Xi Peng with affection and threw the ball. What? Xi Peng immediately shouted. He and Zhao Feng stood on either side of the arena. But now, the beautiful female actually threw the ball directly at Xi Peng. Xi Peng was a little embarrassed. Zhao Feng, I'll take this round. Xi Peng immediately jumped out and flew toward the ball. Zhao Feng snorted angrily. He finally understood that the third punishment almost made Zhao Feng the weaker party in the duel. According to the settings, he and Xi Peng couldn't fight and could only fight over the ball. However, the ball flew toward Xi Peng and was very far away from Zhao Feng. If Zhao Feng's opponent was a sacred lord, Zhao Feng might have lost. Meow meow. The little thieving cat appeared on Zhao Feng's shoulder and patted Zhao Feng, as if it was comforting Zhao Feng. It then twisted its body and took off the dark golden necklace from its neck. The dark golden necklace quickly turned into a bow. The little thieving cat pulled the bowstring. A dark golden ray of light shot out and hit the red ball. The dark golden ray of light took the ball and retreated. The little thieving cat's weapon had been modified by the Heaven's Legacy City, and its soul had increased dramatically. Zhao Feng took the ball. What? How is this possible? Xi Peng looked at the bow in the little thieving cat's hands in shock. Since this hero has received the silk ball, I will betroth my daughter to you. The chubby middle-aged male in the building sighed. The ball that Zhao Feng received turned into a bright red flower, and a faint fragrance entered Zhao Feng's nose and calmed his mind. Victor, Zhao Feng. A surge of draconic providence then entered Zhao Feng's dragon jade. Shi Peng, I already warned you, but Zhao Feng still caught up to you, and you even lost. The 13th prince's angry roar sounded in Shi Peng's mind. The scenery around him disappeared, and Zhao Feng appeared in the maze palace once more. Just a moment ago, the general location of the cheater disappeared from everyone's minds. Now, Zhao Feng had randomly appeared in another part of the maze. Everyone felt a direction being pointed in once more. The cheater is in that direction. Many people started to move toward Zhao Feng. Chapter 987. Good job, Zhao Feng. The 9th prince couldn't help but say. Up until now, Old Ying and Jing Kai had each won 2 matches. Su Qingling tried to avoid fighting under his command, so she didn't win or lose. On the other hand, Zhao Feng had won 3 matches. This meant that his team had won 7 matches. This kind of result should be the best among the 4 princes. The 9th prince obviously knew why. The reason why Old Ying was able to win 2 matches was because of his careful command. The 9th prince only needed to focus on Old Ying and Su Qingling, so he was very relaxed. On the other hand, the other princes had at least 5 or 6 people entering the moving maze palace. The 13th prince's team had the most people. 7 people entered the moving maze palace. The other princes had to observe the situation of several people at the same time, communicate with them, and command them. However, they weren't strong enough and made many mistakes. Damn it, Zhao Feng. The 13th prince instantly cursed. He was a member of the labyrinth, and he encountered Zhao Feng and lost. Your Highness, this Zhao Feng seems to be purposely causing trouble for our team members. This Zhao Feng is too damned. It's not like we've offended him. The members behind the 13th prince chatted. The 13th prince's expression became dark. He had just realized that Zhao Feng seemed to be purposely targeting his team members. You want me to lose? The 13th prince harumphed in anger. Sacred Lord Black Demon, Zhao Feng is to your right. The 13th prince gave Sacred Lord Black Demon directions the instant Zhao Feng returned to the maze palace after his duel scene ended. There were 2 sacred lords in his team that had entered the moving maze palace. Only these 2 sacred lords had a chance of beating Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng saw Sacred Lord Black Demon approaching him, so he avoided him and started to search for other people nearby. As long as he finished the duel scene, he would randomly appear in the maze palace, and it would be extremely difficult for Sacred Lord Black Demon to find him. Unless Zhao Feng appeared next to Sacred Lord Black Demon, they wouldn't be able to do anything. Another Sacred Lord. Zhao Feng was startled. He quickly changed his route and dodged the attack. A bolt of white lightning bolted through the maze. He had a head full of white hair, but his expression was unusually grave and stern. This person was the number 1 expert of the 4th prince's team, Sacred Lord 10,000 Lightning of Sky's Suspension Palace. The method he adopted now was the same as what Zhao Feng had just thought of. He would charge around in the maze and kill whoever he met. Zhao Feng continued to search for his next target after avoiding Sacred Lord 10,000 Lightning. Let's deal with 13th Prince's and 8th Prince's teams first. In the 3rd round, only 2 princes would advance. The number of matches won by all the members would be determined. The 2 princes with the lowest number of victories would be eliminated. Therefore, he had to lower the number of wins for these 2 princes. The only way was for Zhao Feng to initiate a duel with them and emerge victorious. There was a certain degree of fairness in deciding the winner based on the number of victories. This was because the number of people did not affect the fairness of the game much. If there were too many people, they might be able to win more times, but they might also lose more draconic providence. If that was the case, they would definitely lose the 4th round. The main purpose of this round was to test the princes. Not only did they have to command their members and obtain more victories, they also had to ensure the amount of draconic providence they had. This required a very precise and decisive analysis. The 9th prince's draconic providence is too little. Zhao Feng needed to lower the number of victories for these two princes while also taking more draconic providence. Otherwise, how could the ninth prince defeat the fourth prince? Although Zhao Feng's flying beasts were collecting draconic providence with their dragon jades, two of his spiritual pets had already met with an accident. Zhao Feng was busy when these two spiritual pets met with an accident, so he didn't have time to help them. Therefore, Zhao Feng couldn't place all his hopes on his spiritual pets. Furthermore, if they couldn't win the third round, it would be useless no matter how much draconic providence Zhao Feng collected. Yu Tianhao. Zhao Feng paused for a moment. Yu Tianhao was quickly approaching him. The eighth prince was most likely pointing him in the right direction. If that's the case, then let's have another round. Zhao Feng gave a faint smile. He still remembered Yu Tianhao's declaration of war against him during the fights for the spots. He obviously wouldn't not give Yu Tianhao face. Zhao Feng. Yu Tianhao's expression changed. 1. The scenery around them changed. The two of them appeared in a courtyard surrounded by magnificent golden palaces. Zhao Feng, let's have a showdown. Battle intent surged in Yu Tianhao's eyes, and a limitless surge of intent was about to burst out of his body. That's what I was thinking. The bloodline within Zhao Feng's body started to boil. However, at this moment, a young mistress from a big family walked over with a slightly angry expression. I want to see the battle between spiritual pets. The young mistress yelled at Yu Tianhao and Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng and Yu Tianhao looked at each other. It was obvious that they were going to ignore this young mistress and fight first. Aren't the two of you beast tamers in my family? I want to see the battle between spiritual pets. The young mistress became even angrier when she saw that the two didn't respond. And you, I don't like you. I don't understand why there's such an ugly beast tamer in the family. The young mistress seemed to be even angrier when she saw Zhao Feng, and she started to curse at Zhao Feng. Yu Tianhao was instantly dazed. Why would the characters in the battle scene look down on Zhao Feng so much? Zhao Feng was speechless. Even if the characters in the scene looked down on him, they didn't have to use his appearance every time. She immediately messaged Yu Tianhao. Yu Tianhao looked at the young mistress and said with a smile, "Miss, we have something to do now. Can you wait for a moment? I'll definitely perform the battle between spiritual pets for you." Yu Tianhao completely repeated Zhao Feng's words. He also knew that he couldn't attack the characters in the scene casually. The young mistress stared deeply into Yu Tianhao's eyes and blushed. Zhao Feng was overjoyed. Sure enough, the non-player characters in the scene would have a good impression of Zhao Feng's opponent. No, I want to see the battle between spiritual pets. The young mistress's expression changed, and she said again, "Yu Tianhao, I'm sorry." Zhao Feng shook his head. The plot setting in the battle scene was relatively rigid. It seemed that it couldn't be changed. Zhao Feng waved his left hand, and a little wind wolf appeared. Yu Tianhao's face was gloomy and he frowned. He felt that his true essence and bloodline seemed to be bound by some rules and couldn't be operated. But he didn't have a spiritual pet either. I admit defeat. After a long time, Yu Tianhao lowered his head and said unwillingly. He didn't expect that he and Zhao Feng would have such a battle scene. In the end, he lost to a king-level beast. A surge of draconic providence flowed into Zhao Feng's dragon jade, and Yu Tianhao disappeared from this dimension. Hey, here's your reward. The young mistress didn't like Zhao Feng, so she threw down a few precious ores and left. The scenery around him then disappeared, and Zhao Feng returned to the maze palace. As I thought, luck is indeed very important. Zhao Feng felt sympathy for Yu Tianhao. Even he felt that Yu Tianhao lost unjustly. The draconic providence in the dragon jade is about to reach its limit. Zhao Feng stopped and returned the draconic providence to the ninth prince. At the end, Zhao Feng left behind a piece of draconic providence. Zhao Feng started to search for other members. Zhao Feng has already won 7 times in a row. Shi Yulei couldn't help but exclaim. Apart from Zhao Feng's excellent record, Sacred Lord 10,000 Lightning had won 5 times in a row. Sacred Lord 10,000 Lightning wasn't just strong. He also knew a bit about geography, spiritual pets, and herbs. Even Jing Kai only has 3 wins and 1 loss. The ninth prince had an excited expression. On the other hand, Su Qingling didn't have any wins under the ninth prince's precise command. Your Highness, the ninth prince's team is a bit weird. They have a very high number of wins. A quasi-sacred lord behind the fourth prince asked as he looked at Zhao Feng, who was walking through the maze palace. That's good. If the ninth prince can pass, then he will definitely lose in the fourth round. The fourth prince spoke as he talked with the members in the maze palace. There are only 4 of them in the maze palace. Their efficiency in gathering draconic providence is limited. Senior martial brother Zhuge agreed with the fourth prince. The ninth prince had too little draconic providence. It was almost impossible for him to become the crown prince. On the other side, the 13th prince gritted his teeth as he stared at Zhao Feng. This brat is indeed targeting my members. If his members didn't fight against Zhao Feng, their records were quite good. However, every time Zhao Feng found his members would lose to Zhao Feng. Not only did they waste time, but they also lost draconic providence. Could this Zhao Feng be a cheater? The 13th prince suddenly exclaimed. He had paid a lot of attention to Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng's actions were extremely fast, and his target was very obvious. It was as if Zhao Feng had a map of the moving maze palace. Zhao Feng defeated his opponent again and returned to the maze palace. Xan Wuheng. Zhao Feng's left eye saw through several walls and found Xan Wuheng's figure. He thought for a moment before charging over. Xan Wuheng, let's fight as well. Zhao Feng wouldn't be careless against Xan Wuheng, and he wasn't confident that he would win. However, Zhao Feng did want to see Xan Wuheng's skills and spar with him. Zhao Feng's voice. Xan Wuheng's ears moved slightly. In the maze, the transmission of sound was also greatly suppressed. But Xan Wuheng turned around and flew after receiving the fourth prince's information. The two met at a corner, and the scenery around them changed. It was an endless stretch of dark mountains. Zhao Feng and Xan Wuheng appeared on a flat piece of land. There were 2 wide and dark paths in front of them. Countless skeletons were scattered on them, and ghostly cries came from the depths. Ahead of them, on a towering black mountain that pierced through the clouds, was a cave. Eerie ghostly flames flickered inside the cave, and an evil aura spread out in all directions. There was an official of the kingdom and countless elite swordsmen behind them. Warriors, please save Her Highness from the Black Iron Dragon. The king will reward you handsomely. At this moment, the official spoke. A battle like this isn't bad either. Zhao Feng couldn't help but laugh when he thought of the battle scene that he had activated with Yu Tianhao. Coincidentally, there are 2 paths here. Let's see who saves the princess first. Xan Wuheng was very interested in this plot. Okay, there are 500 elites here. I'll leave them to this warrior. The official looked at Xan Wuheng excitedly, as if he had placed all his hopes on him. As for this warrior, the official looked at Zhao Feng and frowned, as if he was doubtful of Zhao Feng's ability. There are only 100 elites left. I'll leave them to you. The official shook his head and said unwillingly. Chapter 988. Zhao Feng's expression didn't change. He knew this would happen. This official gave him 100 elites but gave Xan Wuheng 500 elite swordsmen. Xan Wuheng paused for a moment before asking, Zhao Feng, you're a cheater, right? His divine sense couldn't even pass through a metal wall in the maze, and his 5 senses were reduced to the minimum. However, Zhao Feng was able to sense him despite being so far away. Xan Wuheng felt that this was very strange. Combined with the attitude of the non-player characters towards Zhao Feng, Xan Wuheng thought of something. There are only 100 elites. I'll be going first. Zhao Feng didn't reply to Xan Wuheng and chose a mountain path. Behind him, 100 elite swordsmen followed in an orderly fashion. These elite swordsmen were all normal emperors, and if they were used well, they would be a powerful force. Let's go! Xan Wuheng exclaimed lightly and led the other 500 swordsmen into another mountain path. The instant Zhao Feng entered the mountain path, strange sounds came from the piles of skeletons on the mountain path and from the ground. A human-shaped skeleton suddenly jumped out from the ground. It held a large sword and shield, and it had a pair of metal wings on its back. It gave off a violent and evil emperor-level aura. Subsequently, a dense crowd of skeleton guards crawled out from the ground and occupied the entire mountain path. Go! Zhao Feng circulated the 10,000 divine thoughts technique and merged his thoughts into each elite swordsman. He controlled them like he was controlling beasts and charged forward. Sacred lightning dominating body. The scarlet wings of lightning spread behind Zhao Feng's back, and golden lightning flashed around his body as he turned into a ball of scarlet lightning and charged forward. Break! Zhao Feng smashed into the skeleton guards, and his sacred lightning body crushed dozens of them. Sacred lightning dominating fist. The sound of bones cracking came from Zhao Feng's sacred lightning body, and he swung his fists in a weird rhythm, sending out waves of energy. Boom boom boom. With the naked eye, one could only see giant fist lights intertwined with golden lightning. They were like metal lightning mountains, glorious and domineering, with terrifying might. Every attack could crush several skeleton guards. As for Zhao Feng's elite swordsmen, they were mainly responsible for clearing the two sides and the skeleton guards behind them, keeping up with Zhao Feng's pace. The two mountain paths were only 30 meters apart. Zhao Feng tilted his head and saw Xen Wuheng's situation on the other mountain path. Xen Wuheng walked in the middle, and the 500 swordsmen were on both sides of the mountain road, pushing forward together. As Xen Wuheng waved his palms, wondrous ripples of water pushed the skeleton guards to the side. Then, the guards on both sides of the mountain road quickly killed the skeleton guards. Their coordination was perfect, and they were efficient and fast. Moreover, Xen Wuheng did not waste much of his physical strength and true essence. Xen Wuheng! Zhao Feng could not help but exclaim in admiration. Xen Wuheng used a wondrous palm technique and the intent of water to push away all the skeleton guards in his way, leaving them to the elite swordsmen to deal with. This was the full battle power of the 500 elite swordsmen. In the past, Zhao Feng had an ice-water bloodline, and he cultivated the water of wind lightning, but his usage of the intent of water was far inferior to Xen Wuheng's. Scarlet Lightning Storm. The scarlet lightning wings on Zhao Feng's back fluttered, and countless wisps of wind lightning true yuan surged out, forming a vast scarlet lightning storm. Zhao Feng charged forward with the terrifying scarlet lightning storm. Before the skeleton guards could even get close to Zhao Feng, they were destroyed and pushed away by the scarlet lightning storm. Zhao Feng quickly moved forward and caught up to Xen Wuheng. The range of Zhao Feng's scarlet lightning storm was extremely large, and it covered the entire mountain road. This way, his 100 elite swordsmen could also quickly destroy the other skeleton guards and catch up to Zhao Feng. I don't know what kind of enemies and dangers lie behind this mountain road. I can't abandon these elite swordsmen. Zhao Feng murmured in his heart. If he abandoned these 100 swordsmen, how was he going to defeat Xen Wuheng, who had 500 elite swordsmen? Fortunately, Zhao Feng had exquisite control over these 100 swordsmen, and their battle power far surpassed the 300 elite swordsmen. On the other side, Xen Wuheng saw that Zhao Feng had quickly overtaken him. Ha! The intent of his palms suddenly changed, and a layer of emerald light surrounded his hands. The injuries of the elite swordsmen behind him were immediately healed by this layer of emerald light. Xen Wuheng stood where he was and waved his palms, sending out a strange ripple of intent that merged into the ground. Suddenly, countless thick wooden vines grew on the road in front of Xen Wuheng. The thick, dark green wooden vines surged and crushed some of the skeleton guards into the ground. The other skeleton guards instantly flapped their metal wings and flew into the air. Xen Wuheng and the elite swordsmen walked on the wooden vines, and as the wooden vines moved, their speed became faster. Facing the attacks of the skeleton guards, the wooden vines in the surroundings moved agilely and entangled them or blocked them. Such a profound wood elemental secret technique. Zhao Feng paused for a moment. Xen Wuheng didn't just use the intent of water to a high level, his intent of wood had also reached the peak. Zhao Feng still remembered that Xen Wuheng had condensed his 5-elemental spatial domain in the divine illusion dimension. This meant that Xen Wuheng's mastery of the 5 elemental intents had reached such a level. Facing such an opponent, Zhao Feng obviously wouldn't hold back. A bright red glass-like flame surrounded Zhao Feng's body. In an instant, Zhao Feng's entire body seemed to be bathed in flames. His entire body was bright red, and with the addition of his sacred lightning body, he seemed like a flaming demonic sovereign. A tyrannical and terrifying aura formed into a ball of raging flames that spread out in all directions. The temperature in the forest suddenly rose. Boom! With the help of the Blood Devil Sun bloodline, Zhao Feng's speed doubled, and he turned into a ball of flaming lightning that charged into the skeleton guards in front of him. Zhao Feng merged the power of the Fire of Wind Lightning and the Blood Devil Sun Flame together to form the power of the Scarlet Lightning Blood Flame. The scarlet storm of lightning around Zhao Feng was instantly dyed with a layer of exploding blood-colored flames, and its power increased by several times. Rumble! In an instant, the skeleton guards within dozens of yards of Zhao Feng were covered by the dominating power of the Scarlet Lightning Blood Flame. Their bodies were set on fire, and their power was quickly drained. The swordsman behind Zhao Feng quickly caught up and easily finished off the skeleton guards. Boom! Zhao Feng left behind a ball of scarlet lightning as he turned into a streak of flaming light and charged out dozens of yards, destroying and igniting another group of skeleton guards. However, facing these skeleton guards, Zhao Feng's perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline couldn't be used. Therefore, Zhao Feng only used it for a short period of time before stopping and using some resources to recover his energy and true yuan. However, with the speed and explosiveness of the perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline, Zhao Feng quickly increased the distance between him and Xen Wuheng by several hundred meters. As expected, this terrifying and dominating bloodline should be the perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline. Xen Wuheng saw Zhao Feng surpass him with unstoppable speed. Such speed and explosiveness definitely didn't belong to a normal Blood Devil Sun bloodline. Furthermore, he could tell that the 100 elite swordsmen of Zhao Feng's moved quickly and attacked the vitals of the skeleton guards. This was all thanks to Zhao Feng's control. Although the bloodline is strong, it won't last long. Xen Wuheng said calmly as he used the profound truths of water and profound truths of wood at a steady pace. He believed that Zhao Feng would need to rest after using the bloodline, and his speed would naturally slow down. As expected of Xen Wuheng. You can still maintain such a calm state of mind even after being surpassed by me. Zhao Feng smiled faintly. Xen Wuheng's method of advancing was extremely stable. His speed wasn't fast or slow, and he didn't use much energy and true yuan. If that's the case, then I'll save the princess before he enters the dragon cave. Zhao Feng's tone was firm. Since Xen Wuheng wasn't in a rush, then he would follow up. Lightning and fire flashed on the surface of Zhao Feng's body. Using the lightning wings flying technique, Zhao Feng continued to push forward. At the same time, he controlled the elite swordsmen behind him to keep up. After a while, Zhao Feng's energy had mostly recovered. He once again circulated the perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline and pushed forward. This Zhao Feng. Xen Wuheng was slightly surprised. He had underestimated Zhao Feng's recovery speed. After a while, Zhao Feng circulated his bloodline again, and the distance between them was getting further and further. In no time, Zhao Feng would reach the top of the mountain and enter the pitch-black cave. This won't do. Xen Wuheng's expression changed drastically. He, who had always been calm and reserved, suddenly exuded a slightly cold and aloof aura. A five-colored light surrounded Xen Wuheng, slowly forming a small world that enveloped Xen Wuheng within. The little world had the same scenery as the real world, but it was very small, and the little world wasn't stable enough. An extraordinary power of the law fluctuated from Xen Wuheng's small world. Charge! Xen Wuheng said one word, and the little world formed by the five-colored light flew out first. Dozens of skeleton guards instantly flew up and surrounded Xen Wuheng. As soon as the skeletal guards came into contact with Xen Wuheng's small world, they were immediately controlled by a terrifying law intent, causing their figures to shatter into pieces. Xen Wuheng left the 500 elites behind him and flew forward. Boom, boom, boom. Along the way, all the skeleton guards that got close to Xen Wuheng were crushed to pieces. Zhao Feng obviously saw this. This is a little world formed by the 5 elements. Zhao Feng was shocked. He had already guessed that in order to form a complete little world that was comparable to the real world, he had to comprehend the 5 elements and merge them into his little world. He didn't expect Xian Wuheng to have already done this. His little world was still in its initial stage, and it wasn't very stable. However, a little world with only 1 element couldn't be compared to it. At this moment, Xian Wuheng used his little world to charge forward. Blood Devil Charge. Zhao Feng immediately used the Blood Devil Sun secret technique. The glass-like flames around his body surged, and the sound of explosions could be heard. The image of a crimson sun appeared behind him, and the vortex inside it spun. Boom, 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 boom. Zhao Feng turned into a crimson meteor and charged forward. The power of the crimson flames destroyed everything. Boom! Zhao Feng stomped on the ground and arrived in front of the cave. In the next instant, Xian Wuheng appeared on the other side. Chapter 989. A wicked and forceful aura shook the surroundings in front of a pitch-black cave. Zhao Feng and Xian Wuheng stood on the 2 sides of the cave. The 2 groups of elite swordsmen soon caught up as well. Xian Wuheng, your little world. Zhao Feng wanted to find out more about Xian Wuheng's background. He was only an emperor, yet he was able to control the 5 elements to such a high level and merge them into his little world. After you took over another body and revived, your foundation is not simple either. Xian Wuheng said courteously and didn't mention anything about his little world. Zhao Feng didn't force him. For example, he obviously didn't want to tell anyone about his god's spiritual eye. Shua. The 2 of them jumped into the cave at almost the same time. Who is it? How dare you enter my territory? In the depths of the cave, there was a deafening roar of anger. Boom, boom. A gigantic black dragon, carrying with it a boundless evil aura, directly descended. These 2 ants were sent by that stupid king, right? The giant black metal dragon circled above Xian Wuheng and Zhao Feng, and limitless wicked auras suppressed the 2 of them. At the same time, skeleton guards climbed out of the walls of the cave. Compared to the ones on the mountain path, these skeleton guards were stronger overall. A faint golden ripple spread across Zhao Feng's left eye, and he saw through the mist and the so-called princess in the depths of the cave. Kill them! The black metal dragon roared. The countless skeleton guards in the surroundings immediately launched their attacks. Go! Zhao Feng and Xian Wuheng's elite guards also attacked at the same time. Zhao Feng spread his scarlet wings of lightning and charged toward the black metal dragon. Bam! Zhao Feng clashed with the black metal dragon's claws. His body is strong, and it contains wicked aura. Zhao Feng murmured. The strength of this black metal dragon was slightly weaker than Sacred Lord Black Demon. At this moment, Xian Wuheng leapt into the air and thrust out 2 icy palms that landed on the black metal dragon's wings. The king sent you here to die. The black iron dragon furiously roared, its wings rapidly flapping, and an evil astral energy knocked back Xian Wuheng's palm wind. At the same time, the sinister aura in the cavern gathered toward the black iron dragon. Xian Wuheng, bring out your true abilities. If we don't get rid of it, how are we going to save them? Zhao Feng gave a faint smile. This black iron dragon wasn't something that could be easily dealt with. His true opponent was Xian Wuheng, and Zhao Feng could not afford to be careless. All right. Xian Wuheng nodded and squatted in midair, assuming a strange posture. A formless aura instantly spread out. Boom. Zhao Feng also activated his Blood Devil Sun bloodline, and the explosive power of lightning and fire almost destroyed the air of Yin in the cave. Boom! The 2 of them charged at the giant steel dragon at the same time. Endless explosions reverberated throughout the cavern. Xian Wuheng's casual attacks contained limitless intent, and it was as if he was borrowing the power of the laws of space to unleash the full power of his attacks. Zhao Feng's sacred lightning-dominating fist also contained a profound intent, but Zhao Feng hadn't comprehended it enough yet. At this moment, Zhao Feng secretly circulated his left eye and absorbed Xian Wuheng's moves into his dimension so that he could comprehend them in the future. Fire chilling ice burn. Xen Wuheng waved his arms, and a weird whirlpool of fire and ice landed on the black iron dragon's head. Sacred lightning dominating fist. Zhao Feng used the power of Blood Devil Sun Bloodline and Wind Lightning to unleash several scorching flames of lightning from his golden Kuan's sacred lightning body. Boom! Under the combined attacks of Zhao Feng and Xen Wuheng, the black iron dragon didn't even have the ability to fight back. Plop! The black iron dragon's body fell to the ground. Princess? Xen Wuheng glanced over when he defeated the black iron dragon, and he realized that the princess that was originally in the cavern had disappeared. There! Xen Wuheng's voice sounded once more. At this moment, the princess was with a gray thieving cat. There was a dark golden flying sword under the princess's feet, and it was carrying her out of the cavern. Zhao Feng. Xen Wuheng's expression changed slightly. Zhao Feng had sent his spiritual pets to save the princess from the very beginning. Furthermore, when the two of them were fighting the black iron dragon, Zhao Feng purposely created a huge commotion and released powerful True Yuan to cover up the little thieving cat's movements. The wings on Zhao Feng's back released a brilliant glow of wind lightning wings, and his speed reached the limit. He turned into an arc of lightning that pierced through the air and disappeared in a flash. You want to leave? Xen Wuheng immediately chased after him, and a green stream of water appeared under his feet. Xen Wuheng glided on the green stream of water, and he quickly flew forward. However, this wasn't a speed secret technique, it was just another use of the intent of water. In terms of speed, he still wasn't as fast as Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng soon caught up to the little thieving cat and the princess after charging out of the cavern. Without saying anything else, Zhao Feng picked up the princess and flew at full speed. The dark golden longsword also twisted and turned into a necklace that he put around the little thieving cat's neck. However, what Zhao Feng was worried about happened. Who are you? What do you want to do? Put me down. The princess instantly roared in anger and struggled out of Zhao Feng's embrace. As expected, the discrimination of non-player characters still appeared. Rise. Xen Wuheng, who was chasing from behind, immediately roared. Rumble. Boom. A row of thick wooden vines suddenly shot out from the ground in front of Zhao Feng and twisted toward Zhao Feng. Little thieving cat, I'll leave it to you. Zhao Feng circulated his sacred lightning body and shook off some of the wooden vines before throwing the princess out. The little thieving cat's figure instantly appeared below the princess and caught her. The necklace around its neck turned into a dark golden longsword that carried the princess away. Zhao Feng, let me see your little world as well. Xen Wuheng's voice sounded from behind. Zhao Feng instantly felt a condensed power of laws and intense crush-over. Zhao Feng knew that Xen Wuheng had released his little world of 5 elements. Boom! A desolate and ancient storm of lightning surged out from behind Zhao Feng and slowly merged into the air. Everything within 100 yards instantly turned into a dark dimension filled with storms. The laws and intents left behind in this ancient dimension were controlled by Zhao Feng. 1. Xen Wuheng's speed instantly slowed down. However, Xen Wuheng, who was within his little world of 5 elements, wasn't affected at all. Furthermore, Zhao Feng could feel that Xen Wuheng's little world of 5 elements was extremely resistant to the restrictions of his little world. Fire and lightning flashed on Zhao Feng's scarlet lightning fire wings as they pushed his speed to the limit. Zhao Feng charged straight at Xen Wuheng and punched out. Limitless flashes of blood-colored fire and lightning released a dazzling light. The power of wind lightning within his little world also flowed into Zhao Feng's fist. In his little world, Zhao Feng's speed and explosive power were both amplified. Condense. Xen Wuheng lightly spat out a single word. His little world of 5 elements instantly retracted the profound laws and intents and started to circulate in a strange rhythm. Boom! The two clashed, and Xen Wuheng's little world of 5 elements shook and then started to spin rapidly. A 5-colored light appeared on the surface of his little world and quickly diverted the power of Zhao Feng's fist. Xen Wuheng's little world of 5 elements circulated to the limit, and the power of Zhao Feng's fist was slowly being worn away. Crack! A crack appeared in Xen Wuheng's little world of 5 elements. At the same time, a powerful rebounding force rushed out from the side. Although Zhao Feng sensed it, he was half a step too late and one of his scarlet lightning fire wings was destroyed. Zhao Feng was slightly stunned. He didn't expect that Xen Wuheng would be able to block Zhao Feng's all-out attack in his little world. Brother Zhao's little world is also extraordinary. The power of Xen Wuheng's little world disappeared. Xen Wuheng had always been very confident in his little world. However, Zhao Feng's little world was also extraordinary. It could actually merge with the primordial space and control the laws of the primordial space. This was something that he couldn't do in a short time. He had never suffered such a loss in a little world battle. So far, I haven't been able to hurt Brother Xen. Zhao Feng revealed a smile. Winner, Zhao Feng. At this moment, a mechanical voice sounded in their minds. However, I've lost this time. Xen Wuheng smiled faintly as his figure slowly disappeared from this dimension. Zhao Feng immediately returned to the ministers and received some rewards. The battle between Zhao Feng and Xen Wuheng obviously attracted the attention of many princes and the outside forces. Strictly speaking, the two were on par. However, Zhao Feng had many techniques and spiritual pets, which was why he won. The names of Zhao Feng and Xen Wuheng once again spread across the Lord Dynasty forces. 1. Zhao Feng returned to the Maze Palace once more. I can't keep fighting now. Zhao Feng's expression returned to normal. He had wasted a lot of time fighting with Xen Wuheng, but he won in the end. 1. A mysterious ripple of faint golden light radiated from Zhao Feng's left eye. He locked onto a member of the 13th Prince's team with just one scan. This member seemed to have received a hint from the 13th Prince to stay far away from Zhao Feng. However, would he be able to escape? Zhao Feng's scarlet wings of lightning fluttered rapidly as he started to fly through the Maze Palace. As the Maze Palace continued to move, many princes started to lose energy and made mistakes. 2 people had already lost 10 matches and left the Maze Palace. The person with the most wins was still Zhao Feng. He had won 16 matches in a row and hadn't lost a single match. The person with the second most wins was still Sacred Lord 10,000 Lightning. At this moment, the 13th Prince had changed his strategy and stopped targeting Zhao Feng. The third stage was decided by the number of wins. Right now, the 9th Prince's team's number of wins was only below his and the 4th Prince's. One had to know that the 9th Prince's team only had 4 people playing, and Su Qingling had only won 1 match. It was incredible that she had such a result. Just as everyone was sighing in surprise, Zhao Feng had already won 17 matches in a row. Sacred Lord Black Demon, to the left, to the right. The 13th Prince was fully focused on commanding the 2 Sacred Lords in the Maze Palace and had almost given up on the other members. The 13th Prince had a lot of draconic providence, so he wasn't afraid of losing. All he needed to do now was ensure that the 9th Prince didn't surpass him. Only then would he be able to win in the 3rd stage. On the other side, the 8th Prince knew that he wouldn't be able to win this stage, but he still focused on commanding the members in the Maze Palace. He would only occasionally glance at Zhao Feng. The 9th Prince was the most excited out of the 4 princes present. His pseudo-crown prince seal had regained its luster. Under his command, Old Ying's results were also very good. I choose to leave. A beast tamer from the 4th Prince's team finally spoke. He had just lost 10 matches, but he had won 5. It was a pretty good performance. There's only 2 hours left until the end of the 3rd stage. The transparent elder's voice sounded in the sky at this moment. Chapter 990. There's only 2 hours left until the end of the 3rd stage. The transparent elder's voice sounded in the sky at this moment. The hearts of the 4 princes and the members within the Maze Palace instantly tightened. The Crown Prince trial was about to reach the end. Don't panic. The 4th Prince immediately messaged everyone. The 4th Prince only needed to obtain as much draconic energy as possible in order to ensure that he would win the last stage without any surprises. The 13th Prince had an enraged expression as he stared at Zhao Feng within the Maze Palace. Even if I can't become the Crown Prince, I won't let the 9th prince win. Originally, the 13th prince had a high chance of becoming the crown prince. However, the black-robed person had been defeated by Zhao Feng in the crown prince trial, and he had lost a super battle power. At the same time, Zhao Feng had targeted his members within the Maze Palace and stolen a large amount of draconic energy, causing the gap between the 13th prince and the 4th prince to become bigger and bigger. On the other side, the 8th prince gave up on the fight. Only one sacred lord had entered the moving Maze Palace, and there was also a doctor. Adding on the fact that he didn't have much draconic providence in the first place, he knew that not only would it be difficult for him to win the 3rd stage, there was no hope for him to win the 4th stage. At this moment, almost all 3 princes knew that Zhao Feng was a cheater. However, they didn't know what benefits Zhao Feng had obtained by cheating. Therefore, the 3 princes tried to keep the members of the Maze Palace away from Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng were only 7 wins away from the 13th prince. The 9th prince messaged Zhao Feng. The 9th prince didn't care if he could become the crown prince or not. He just wanted to do his best and last until the end so that he could obtain the recognition of the sacred emperor and the imperials. In order to enter the city faster, shrink the Maze Palace. The transparent elder's voice sounded. The 9th prince paused for a moment. If the map was shrunk, then it would be even more difficult for Su Qingling to avoid most people. However, on the other hand, Zhao Feng would be able to enter the battlefield faster and obtain more wins. If that's the case, I still have hope. The 13th prince's expression changed. The shrinking of the moving maze was probably good news for him. The strength of his members generally surpassed the 8th prince and the 9th prince. It was only because his commanding skills were not good enough that his results were relatively low. If the map was shrunk, it would be easier for his members to activate the battlefield duel with the weaker members. Following this, as long as Zhang Xian could maintain the number of victories and reduce the draconic luck of the 4th prince as much as possible, it was not impossible for him to vie for the position of crown prince. Sacred Lord Black Demon, don't bother with Zhao Feng anymore. Let's focus on winning. Also, Li Hai, admit defeat if he loses 10 matches. The 13th prince immediately sent a message to the other members, telling them to change their strategy. Rumble. The maze in front of the 4 princes began to enlarge. Inside the labyrinth, the moving black steel walls slowly sealed off the edge of the terrain. At this moment, 3 or 4 figures could be seen around Zhao Feng. Although they were also avoiding Zhao Feng, the maze space was too small. The maze has shrunk. This way, it's best if Su Qingling loses 10 matches and leaves. Zhao Feng messaged the 9th prince. Su Qingling might have a chance to win a few matches while there were some weaker members in the moving Maze Palace. Zhao Feng locked onto a member of the 13th prince's team and sped through the Maze Palace toward his target. The continuous battles had caused Zhao Feng to feel somewhat exhausted. Not only was he using the battlefield absolute, he also split off a part of his consciousness to observe the situation of the flying spiritual pets outside of the Heaven's Legacy City. On top of that, he also had to command and help Jing Kai. Luckily, his mental energy and the power of his soul were strong. There are too many variables, Senior Martial Brother Zhuge said from behind the 4th prince. After the Maze Palace shrunk, it became even more troublesome for the princes to command. Furthermore, there were battlefield duels happening at every moment. The continuous battles made all the members tired, and their condition dropped. Sacred Lord 10,000 Lightning lost a match. A member exclaimed. Sacred Lord 10,000 Lightning was the Sacred Lord with the most experience, strength, and foundation in the 4th prince's team. After 12 consecutive victories, he finally lost. This Zhao Feng hasn't lost a single match yet. A quasi-sacred lord looked at Zhao Feng in shock. Zhao Feng had already won 18 times in a row, but he hadn't lost yet. He also knew that it was because of Zhao Feng's wins that the 9th prince was able to fight against the other princes in this segment. Not only that, but the 9th prince's command of the other members is also very accurate. Zhuge Yun added. The 4th prince was the strongest of the princes, but in terms of commanding the members, he wasn't as good as the 9th prince. Time slowly passed by. I choose to leave. Su Qingling disappeared from the maze palace and returned to the 9th prince's platform. It's fine. At least you won 3 matches. Shi Yulei smiled and said. After all, Su Qingling was only a member of the younger generation, and there was a huge difference between her and the experts in the maze palace. Zhao Feng has already won 23 matches in a row. We will win. Zhou Su suddenly smiled and said, What, 23 consecutive wins? Although the 9th prince had told her that Zhao Feng's battle record was very good, they still had hope. However, Su Qingling was still shocked after knowing Zhao Feng's true achievements. 23 consecutive victories without a single defeat. What kind of person was this young man? Zhao Feng won again, 24 consecutive victories. Shi Yulei exclaimed and couldn't help but cheer. I quit. A member of the 13th prince's team was targeted by Zhao Feng. He lost 10 matches and left the game. The hearts of all the forces in the Great Qian dynasty tensed up. The 3rd stage of the Crown Prince trial was nearing its end. At this time, the mobile maze was shrinking. The situation of the battle was changing rapidly. Everyone was looking forward to the 9th prince's team, the Black Horse. At some point in time, the 9th prince was only 3 wins away from surpassing the 13th prince. One had to know that the 13th prince had 5 members moving around in the maze palace. On the other hand, the 9th prince only had 1 emperor and 2 quasi-sacred lords, Zhao Feng, Old Ing and Jing Kai. The 4th prince is still way ahead. I think that the 4th prince will definitely become the crown prince this time. That might not be the case. The 13th prince's team is extremely strong. As long as they win more than the 9th prince, they might be able to defeat the 4th prince. I think that the 9th prince's team will continue to create miracles. We don't even know who the crown prince will be. The forces all express their opinions. The 13th prince's uncle and the forces behind him were all worried for him. Even if the 13th prince defeated the 9th prince, it would be extremely difficult for him to fight against the 4th prince. They all knew that the 13th prince was too young and lacking in many aspects. Otherwise, his team would definitely be able to force the 4th prince to fight. This Zhao Feng, Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss of 9 Darkness Palaces voice sounded. If it wasn't for the fact that Zhao Feng was targeting him, the 13th prince would have a lot of hope. In front of the main hall of the Imperial Palace, the expression of the Sacred Emperor changed dramatically. It was obvious that the current situation had surpassed his expectations. The Sacred Empress's gaze was filled with hatred as she looked at Zhao Feng. Suddenly, an uproar came from the main hall of the Lord Dynasty and the clouds. Zhao Feng finally lost a match. I didn't expect him to lose to an elder of the Jade Ocean sect. There's nothing that can be done about it. That scene is a test of experience, and Zhao Feng is just too young. Many experts and forces were discussing among themselves. Within the 8th prince's main hall, I think that they're paying more attention to Zhao Feng than the princes. Duke Nanfeng gave a faint smile. Just one loss from Zhao Feng attracted the attention of many forces in the Lord Dynasty. I didn't expect the 9th prince to reach this step. A representative from a 2-star power side emotionally. Indeed, most of the forces that supported the 9th prince didn't expect him to have such a performance. Right now, as long as the 9th prince won more matches than the 13th prince, he would be able to enter the 4th stage. Even if he lost in the end, the 9th prince's status in the Imperials would increase by a lot. Good, the 9th prince is only 2 more matches away from surpassing the 13th prince. An elder from another force exclaimed in shock. After the moving maze palace shrank, Zhao Feng's number of wins increased at a shocking rate. Jing Kai also won a match. The 9th prince's number of wins increased once again. Old Ing was lucky enough to win against his opponent. The entire Lord Dynasty instantly started to shake, and the sound of cheering spread across 1,000 miles. The 9th prince's number of wins was the same as the 13th prince's. Within the maze palace. How is this possible? Brother 9th prince's members are clearly so weak. How are they winning all the time? The 13th prince roared into the sky. The 13th prince's mind had already crumbled at this point in the moving maze palace. his guidance and command had always been a mess. The members that talked to him in the maze palace knew this. Holding, turn left. Forward, turn left again. The ninth prince and Old Ing were extremely excited. Because Su Qingling had left, the ninth prince only needed to command Old Ing. This meant that Old Ing was basically borrowing the ninth prince's vision to see the layout of the maze palace and the distribution of the members. It was even more convenient and comprehensive than Zhao Feng's see-through vision. Zhao Feng, fight me. Yu Tianhao's voice suddenly sounded within the maze palace. Yu Tianhao obviously knew that Zhao Feng was cheating. Zhao Feng didn't want to fight him, and he couldn't even see Zhao Feng's shadow. Zhao Feng, who had just come out of the duel scene, happened to hear what Yu Tianhao said. Then let's do it. Zhao Feng murmured to himself. Right now, the ninth prince's number of wins had surpassed the 13th prince's. If nothing unexpected happened, the 13th prince wouldn't be surpassed. If that was the case, then Zhao Feng would fulfill Yu Tianhao's request. Zhao Feng's gaze looked toward the source of the voice and soon found Yu Tianhao's figure. Zhao Feng dodged several people on the way and charged toward Yu Tianhao. Zhao Feng, you're finally here. Yu Tianhao's eyes paused for a moment before releasing a surge of battle intent. Wang, the scenery around them changed, and the two appeared in a desolate desert. Chapter 991. Dozens of black figures floated behind Zhao Feng, and a shocking murderous aura seemed to materialize. Lord Demon Lord, the person in front of us is our greatest enemy. Kill him, and we'll rule the continent. The entire continent will be at our feet. Zhao Feng understood. In this scene, he was the biggest villain of an island zone, and he was trying to conquer the entire continent. Yu Tianhao, who was standing opposite him, was obviously the hero who saved the continent. Behind Yu Tianhao, there were several figures that were floating and holy. Lord Battle King, quickly kill this demon. Only by doing this can we save the world. Fighting spirit appeared in Yu Tianhao's deep black eyes. This kind of battle scene was perfect for him. Also, the environment here was very similar to the place where he fought against Zhao Feng in the Azure Flower Continent. Yu Tianhao even had a feeling. He and Zhao Feng had returned to the time when he fought against Zhao Feng in the Azure Flower Continent. However, the difference between him and Zhao Feng wasn't that big right now. They were both emperors. Zhao Feng, let me see the perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline. Yu Tianhao's bloodline started to boil under the influence of fighting spirit. Wu Yan, ancient and mysterious, icy shadow, in the shape of a human, overlapped with Yu Tianhao's body. Instantly, Yu Tianhao's actions were exactly the same as the icy figure behind him. His every move had a fighting spirit that could make ghosts cry, and he destroyed all the power around him. In that instant, Yu Tianhao seemed to be possessed by the god of war. The air around him was covered in a layer of orange light that shot into the sky. Unparalleled in the world, a powerful mental energy appeared from Yu Tianhao's body as he attacked out of nowhere. A magnificent palm light shot out from Yu Tianhao's palm, like a mysterious aurora that traversed the four directions. Boom, boom, boom. This palm aura shattered everything and instantly appeared in front of Zhao Feng, landing directly on Zhao Feng's body. Boom. A dark yellow desert storm spread out in all directions in a circle. Bang. An earth-shattering, dazzling red light suddenly burst out from within. Pooh. The entire desert storm was directly torn apart by a thunderous yang yen. In the center of the desert storm, Zhao Feng was like a blood-lightning demonic sovereign, and the terrifying power of fire and lightning could destroy everything. The blazing saint energy of the physique clashed with the earth-shattering battle will. Boom, boom. Scarlet and orange light flashed between the two. As expected of the perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline, it's on the same level as the unparalleled heaven battling bloodline. Yu Tianhao could feel his bloodline being pushed to its limit. A terrifying battle intent enveloped him. Yu Tianhao felt as if he had turned into the mysterious giant figure. His strength had reached its peak, as if it was about to burst out. The mysterious illusory figure behind him instantly enlarged and became even more solid. His battle prowess has increased so quickly. Zhao Feng's expression turned solemn. Zhao Feng had a certain level of understanding towards Yu Tianhao's bloodline. This was a terrifying bloodline that allowed one to become stronger the more they fought, and it could continuously increase their battle power. But at this moment, the two of them had only exchanged blows once, yet Yu Tianhao's spirit and fighting spirit had suddenly risen to a terrifying level. His battle power was now comparable to a sacred lord's. Come! Zhao Feng's glass-like flaming body suddenly released the sound of exploding flames. Bam! Zhao Feng left behind a flaming figure as he closed in on Yu Tianhao and punched out. Limitless power of blood-colored flames and lightning crushed over along with the pressure of the sacred lightning body. Bam! Yu Tianhao thrust out his palm, and an orange light that was as bright as the sun appeared. The power of this palm was actually on par with the Blood Devil Sun bloodline, which specialized in explosive power. A glass-like flame instantly landed on Nan Gongsheng's cold figure and started to burn. Ignition, corrosion, and lifesteal. Yu Tianhao's expression shook slightly. This was the first time he had seen the power of the perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline, and it was indeed terrifying. Unparalleled secret technique, chaotic dance of spring and autumn. Yu Tianhao's black hair blew in the wind, and a bright light covered his body like the armor of the god of war. Immediately, the humanoid figure behind him seemed to have put on a layer of god of war's armor. The ignition effect of the Blood Devil Sun bloodline was countered to a certain degree, and the flames soon started to disappear. Bam! Bam! Yu Tianhao's palms and fists unleashed a barrage of attacks that could topple mountains and flip oceans. Every punch contained unparalleled battle intent that crushed everything in its path. Zhao Feng became more and more courageous as he fought, and the flames around his body burned furiously. His entire body was a transparent, blood-colored glass treasure that occasionally flashed with lightning. Zhao Feng's soul intent had reached the level of a sacred lord, and with the powerful defense of the sacred lightning body, he wasn't scared of Yu Tianhao's attacks at all. Furthermore, the lifesteal effect of his Blood Devil Sun bloodline was still effective in battle. Bam! Bam! As Zhao Feng waved his fists, limitless explosive power of lightning and fire erupted like a volcano. Every attack contained unparalleled explosive power. After fighting Tai Lingyun last time, Zhao Feng's control over the Blood Devil Sun bloodline was extremely smooth. Zhao Feng suppressed the energy consumption of the Blood Devil Sun bloodline to the lowest, but he could still unleash it when he attacked. However, he had to admit that the current Yu Tianhao, whether it was his offense or defense, had risen to a terrifying degree. Even with Zhao Feng's explosive power, he wasn't able to injure Zhao Feng much. Boom! The sounds of their battle shook the heavens and the earth. In the midst of the countless storms that filled the sky, shocking red and orange lights continuously burst out. Zhao Feng, bring out your true abilities. Yu Tianhao was like a peerless god of war. His entire body and the cold figure behind him released a bright light that seemed to be able to swallow heaven and earth. His battle intent rose once again, and it surpassed normal sacred lords. That's good. After all, I don't have much time left. Zhao Feng retreated dozens of yards and left a trail of blood-colored flames in his wake. Blood Devil Charge. The glass-like flames around Zhao Feng's body surged, and the sound of explosions could be heard. The image of a blood-colored sun started to appear behind him, and a whirlpool started to spin. Zhao Feng's figure flashed and arrived in front of Yu Tianhao, leaving behind a streak of light. Bam! Zhao Feng punched out. In that instant, it was as if all the power of the blood-colored flames in his body had been injected into his fist and exploded like lava. The terrifying blood-colored flames and lightning completely engulfed Yu Tianhao and the cold figure behind him. Boom! The burning and corrosive effects of the Blood Devil Sun bloodline were instantly activated. Yu Tianhao and the figure behind him started to burn like a mountain of fire. Unparalleled god of war. Yu Tianhao spat out a single word while his body was covered in flames. Wang, every inch of the ice-cold shadow behind him shone with bright orange light. Yu Tianhao's body was like an orange sun. Every single ripple on his body was closely connected to the ice-cold shadow. One, a pair of scarlet-orange eyes suddenly appeared in the cold figure, and a terrifying battle intent was released. In that instant, Yu Tianhao had completely turned into this cold figure. The battle intent in his eyes formed an invisible force that could crush the minds of sacred lords. Who, under the support of this absolute power, the blood-colored yang flames on the surface of the giant phantom's body were instantly shattered. Barbarian God Axe. Yu Tianhao's eyes were like the dark stars. He raised his palm and waved it. An earth-shattering cracking sound came from the empty space. An orange-colored giant axe could be vaguely seen. His battle energy was like a rainbow. It seemed to be able to split the heavens and the earth. What terrifying battle power! At this instant, even Zhao Feng felt as if he was facing a mountain as he endured the limitless battle intent. Not even Zhao Feng dared to take this attack head-on. Zhao Feng, things aren't looking good. The 13th prince has surpassed us. The 9th prince's voice sounded at this moment. The 9th prince also knew about Zhao Feng's current situation, but he had no choice but to inform Zhao Feng of this news. If that's the case... Zhao Feng's expression suddenly became calm. Although his battle with Xan Wuheng and Yu Tianhao was also to satisfy himself. However, he knew very well what was most important at the moment. Boom! Behind Zhao Feng, a primordial, thunderstorm power surged out and slowly merged with the void. Everything within a radius of 1,000 feet instantly turned into a dark space where storms wreaked havoc. A few traces of the ancient space's profound mysteries were under Zhao Feng's control. At the same time, a flash of golden lightning appeared around Zhao Feng's scarlet glass-like body, and an ancient blood-colored barrier of lightning and fire appeared around his body. Zhao Feng didn't wait for Nan Gongxing's peerless attack to arrive. If he did, the power of that attack would be even more terrifying after accumulating power for a while. Zhao Feng flew into the air and pushed out with both palms. He condensed the sacred lightning body and the power of ancient lightning into his sacred lightning protection. At the same time, the power of wind lightning in the little world of wind lightning also gathered around Zhao Feng. At this instant, Zhao Feng was like a god of lightning in the little world of wind lightning as scarlet-colored lightning surrounded his body. Bam! Boom! The scarlet-colored lightning and the dazzling orange light clashed together. The entire dimension of the duel started to tremble, and a sandstorm started to rise. It was as if the world was ending. The next instant, a scarlet-colored bolt of lightning shot out and arrived before Yu Tianhao. God Eye Disintegration. Zhao Feng immediately used the new eye bloodline technique of his left eye. Only this move could counter Yu Tianhao, whose battle power had increased limitlessly. Boom! Boom! When the sandstorm calmed down, Yu Tianhao was lying on the ground with blood and sweat all over his body. Winner, Zhao Feng. The next instant, the two returned to the maze palace. Zhao Feng used some precious herbs and opened the ability of his left eye to find the enemy. Zhao Feng, you just defeated Yu Tianhao. Our number of wins is the same as the 13th prince's again. The 9th prince's voice sounded. Got it. Zhao Feng replied. He was too focused on Yu Tianhao's battle and didn't have the time to help Jing Kai. This caused the number of wins to slow down, and they were overtaken. After all, the 9th prince's team had 5 people walking through the moving maze palace. There was only a bit of time left. Zhao Feng wouldn't let the 13th prince surpass the 9th prince. Chapter 992. Although the moving maze had entered its final stage, it was still too late. However, the battle between Zhao Feng and Yu Tianhao still attracted the attention of most people. That was a clash between the unparalleled heaven-battling bloodline and the perfect blood devil sun bloodline. However, when Yu Tianhao unleashed his peerless battle prowess, he was inexplicably defeated. The experts in the imperial tombs could only see through the illusory sphere, but they couldn't sense any aura. But that battle had been concealed by the desert storm. What happened? The perfect blood devil sun bloodline actually defeated the unparalleled heaven-battling bloodline. A quasi-sacred lord was stunned. In the imperial Dao bloodline rankings, the unparalleled heaven-battling bloodline was ranked slightly higher than the perfect blood devil sun bloodline. Judging from his performance at that time, Yu Tianhao's aura was stronger. All the mysteries were covered up by the sandstorm. In the Great Chen Dynasty Palace, The image on the giant light screen was even more blurry and the situation could not be seen clearly. How did Tianhao lose? Yu Linghua was surprised. With the uniqueness of the unparalleled heaven-battling bloodline, the more he fought, the stronger he would become. Only a few taboo methods could affect it. Not long after, Yu Tianhao won 10 matches. Winning 10 matches and losing 10 matches were the conditions to leave the maze. Yu Tianhao immediately chose to quit. He had already suffered some injuries, and the side effects of activating the unparalleled heaven-battling bloodline made it impossible for him to continue fighting. Moreover, the battle with Zhao Feng had ended, and his wish had been fulfilled. Tianhao, what happened? Yu Linghua asked immediately. Eye technique. Yu Tianhao gave a simple reply. He also knew that what Zhao Feng was truly good at was eye techniques. However, he hadn't expected Zhao Feng's eye bloodline technique to have reached such a level that it could suppress the characteristics of the unparalleled heaven-battling bloodline. How's your win count now? Yu Tianhao asked. The 4th prince has 61 matches, and the 13th prince and the 9th prince have 52 matches. Yu Linghua reported the current battlefield data. There was only a bit of time left before the moving maze ended. At this moment, there were less than 15 people left in the moving maze. It was already certain that the 4th prince would emerge victorious in this round. Therefore, he left 3 of his strongest cultivators in the labyrinth in order to plunder the Draconic Providence. Jing Kai had left the 9th prince's team as well. In order to help Jing Kai, Zhao Feng had to be distracted. Besides, Jing Kai wasn't very strong in all aspects. The 13th prince did the same. He only left 4 people to walk through the maze palace and told the weaker people to leave. The 9th prince and the 13th prince looked at each other from afar, and an invisible aura of a duel was released. The data of the two was always the same, fluctuating. It was hard to predict who would win in the end. Of the 9th prince's team, only Zhao Feng and Old Ying were in the maze palace, and the 13th prince had 4 people. Therefore, even with Zhao Feng's help, the 9th prince didn't have absolute confidence in winning. Look, the 13th prince's victory count has increased. Zhao Feng's match is about to end. Who will win? At this moment, everyone's heart tightened as they paid attention to the 13th prince and the 9th prince's wins. Although in most people's hearts, the 4th prince should be the final winner. The princes that were able to enter the last segment and fight against the 4th prince were obviously the most famous princes below the crown prince. The final ranking of the crown prince trial would decide the prince's status in the Lord dynasty in the future. Both of them have won 53 times. The 2 princes were still at the same number of wins. There's not enough time. Zhao Feng's eyes scanned around. Sacred Lord Black Demon was the closest to him. You're the one. Zhao Feng charged towards Sacred Lord Black Demon. The Crown Prince trial has ended. All those that didn't participate in the duel can leave now. The illusionary old man's voice echoed in the sky. The sound of metal clashing could be heard from the maze palace below as it started to shrink. All the other members also retreated out of the room. But above the labyrinth, 2 incorporeal spheres suddenly floated out. These were the battles that had just started after the Crown Prince trial ended. One of the balls contained Ji Dengtian and the 4th prince's quasi-sacred lords. The other ball contained Zhao Feng and Sacred Lord Black Demon. At the very last moment, the 9th prince and the 13th prince are still at the same level. However, there's still one more match between Sacred Lord Black Demon and Zhao Feng. This is the deciding match between the 2 princes. The 13th prince's hands trembled. Sacred Lord Black Demon, it's all up to you now. Although Sacred Lord Black Demon had lost to Zhao Feng in the first round, the 13th prince knew that it was because Sacred Lord Black Demon didn't know the rules of the Maze Palace very well. Sacred Lord Black Demon had the highest number of wins in the 13th prince's team, so the 13th prince trusted Sacred Lord Black Demon a lot. However, his opponent was Zhao Feng, and this was what the 13th prince was worried about. Zhao Feng had the highest number of wins, and he had only lost once so far. Zhao Feng defeat him. The 9th prince had a decisive gaze. He trusted Zhao Feng a lot, but nothing was absolute. But nothing was absolute, and Zhao Feng's level of exhaustion was something that no one else could compare to. Zhao Feng had fought the most out of everyone, and he even used a secret technique to control Jing Kai and help the ninth prince share some of the pressure. Jiang, the giant black maze palace shrank into a small piece of metal that floated into the transparent elder's hand before disappearing. First place is the fourth prince with 62 wins. Second place is yet to be determined. We'll wait for the final result. The transparent elder said. In an instant, everyone's gazes gathered on the ball where Zhao Feng and Sacred Lord Black Demon were. It was a plain with many weird trees that were thousands of yards tall. Sacred Lord Black Demon and Zhao Feng appeared at the same time. They didn't reveal any hatred or battle intent. Instead, they were extremely calm and carefully inspected their surroundings. They knew that this was the deciding match, so they couldn't be careless. Uncle, my kite is stuck on that tree. Can you help me get it down? A young child next to Zhao Feng and Sacred Lord Black Demon jumped up and down in joy. Why is it this scene again? Sacred Lord Black Demon's expression changed. The first match between him and Zhao Feng was also this scene. A child like this said the same thing. And the final deciding round seemed to have returned to the starting point, back to this scene. However, the content of the scene seemed to have changed. There were countless weird trees that were thousands of yards tall around them. There were 4 to 5 kites on top of each tree. Little friend, what does your kite look like? Sacred Lord Black Demon forced out a warm smile. At this moment, there were at least several thousand kites in this scene. Therefore, he obviously had to ask what this child's kite looked like before he could take it. It has eyes and lines on it. It's very cute. This young child described it in his own way. This Sacred Lord Black Demon's face darkened. He really wanted to slap this little brat to death, but he couldn't be rash. However, he could not be impulsive. This was the final deciding round, and he had to win. He didn't just want the 13th prince to defeat the 9th prince. He also wanted to defeat Zhao Feng. However, Sacred Lord Black Demon had eliminated a small portion of kites from this child's description, but he still didn't know where to start. The wings behind Zhao Feng's back released a burst of lightning as he flew into the distance. How is this possible? Does Zhao Feng already know what this child's kite looks like? Sacred Lord Black Demon was stunned and panicked. That's a red kite. Sacred Lord Black Demon instantly realized what was going on. He only had a red kite in his first match with Zhao Feng. Sacred Lord Black Demon was able to remember what this kite looked like. This meant that there was a high chance that this red kite was this child's kite. Black Demon escape. Sacred Lord Black Demon instantly used a secret speed technique. Countless streaks of black light appeared around his legs as he chased after Zhao Feng. Although Zhao Feng took the initiative, it wasn't like he didn't have a chance. This time, both of them were prepared for the gravitational pull, so they were much faster. Zhao Feng arrived at the top of a tree and grabbed a kite with each hand. Zhao Feng, hand over the kite. Sacred Lord Black Demon had already released the projection of his little world and covered the area. He then used a secret speed technique and charged toward Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng spun in the air and dove down. At the same time, he unleashed his little world of wind lightning. Bam, bam, bam. Zhao Feng and Sacred Lord Black Demon clashed together with the power of their little worlds. This time, Sacred Lord Black Demon caught up to Zhao Feng, so Zhao Feng's distance was very short and his explosive power wasn't very strong. Bam! The two figures each retreated hundreds of feet. Sacred Lord Black Demon had a treasure that could adapt to this dimension, so his little world projection could merge into the air as well. Zhao Feng did not gain the upper hand in the collision of the small world's power. However, this was enough to shock countless experts in the outside world. An emperor's little world could fight against a sacred lord's little world projection. His little world. Sacred Lord Black Demon had an ugly expression even though he had seen Zhao Feng's little world before. However, he didn't expect Zhao Feng's pocket world to be so powerful. Bang! Zhao Feng dove down once again. The power of the two small worlds collided with one another. Wind lightning eye flame. Zhao Feng suddenly circulated his left eye, and a transparent purple and gold lightning fire landed on Sacred Lord Black Demon. Swoosh! While Sacred Lord Black Demon was being attacked, Zhao Feng flew past Sacred Lord Black Demon and toward the child. Don't run! Sacred Lord Black Demon struggled for a while and broke free from Zhao Feng's eye bloodline technique. Firstly, his soul intent was higher than normal Sacred Lords, and he also had a soul Dao treasure. Even though Zhao Feng's eye bloodline technique contained the power of God Tribulation Lightning, it would only be able to injure him a little. Zhao Feng waved his hand and released the beast horde and the sky-shaking golden apes behind him. Bush. Zhao Feng arrived next to the child. This kite. The child looked at Zhao Feng, a conflicted look on his face. Zhao Feng's eyes became grim, and he cursed in his heart. This kite was made of a unique material and contained the power of laws, so it couldn't be put into his interspatial dimension. The battle just now had caused the shape of the kite to become slightly twisted. On top of that, the child looked at Zhao Feng with disgust. This was discrimination towards non-players. Even if this kite belonged to the child, something had changed. Chapter 993. The child looked at the kite in Zhao Feng's hand, then at Zhao Feng, but he still didn't accept the kite. Zhao Feng, this is the result of your cheating. Sacred Lord Black Demon laughed in the back. Everyone in the Imperial Tombs knew that Zhao Feng was a cheater. One of the punishments for Zhao Feng was that the other characters in the scenes would look down on him. On the other hand, the person who fought against Zhao Feng would be liked by these characters. The experts who had fought with Zhao Feng in the scenes had all come to this conclusion. Only I can complete this mission. Sacred Lord Black Demon stepped on several streaks of black light and flew toward Zhao Feng. Although Zhao Feng had released a large number of beasts and sky-shaking golden apes, these external forces were restricted by the laws of this dimension and couldn't directly harm Sacred Lord Black Demon. They couldn't directly harm Sacred Lord Black Demon unless it was a scene that allowed spiritual pets to fight. This was why these external forces were restricted by the laws of this dimension and couldn't directly harm Sacred Lord Black Demon. Therefore, in this segment, beast tamers would become a burden second only to doctors. This was also the setting of the Crown Prince trial. Beast tamers and doctors played a very important role in the second segment. Thus, in this segment, they were subjected to many restrictions. Within the Imperial Tombs, the princes and quasi-sacred lords were stunned. Something like this actually happened? Even if he completed the scenario, he still wouldn't be able to win. How is this possible? Zhao Feng? The ninth prince's body shook. He didn't expect such a thing to happen in the final match. This is too unfair. Zhao Feng clearly completed the scenario. Old Ing immediately said. His goal was obviously to let the transparent elder in the sky hear him. These scenes aren't perfect yet. We'll make them better in the future. Being the judge, the transparent elder also felt that this situation affected the fairness of the match. The members of the ninth prince's team were instantly disappointed. The transparent elder's words were very obvious. They were going to follow the scenario and let it develop. Okay. Sacred Lord Black Demon, quickly take the kite back. The 13th prince roared excitedly. The 13th prince, who had been suppressed for a long time, felt extremely happy. Finally, this time, Zhao Feng was defeated by his team. I'm destined to win this round. Sacred Lord Black Demon laughed and flew toward Zhao Feng unhurriedly. Zhao Feng glanced at Sacred Lord Black Demon. Perhaps we can do this. Zhao Feng suddenly thought of an idea. Zhao Feng's martial monarch intent was activated. The next moment, a layer of hazy mist shrouded the illusory city maze. Although this was a mechanical puppet when it was a child, the fact that it could think proved that it had a soul and will. Therefore, children would still be affected by the Soul Dao domain. However, the effect was not great. Slowly, a layer of purple mist enveloped Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng's appearance slowly turned into Sacred Lord Black Demons. What? Zhao Feng, you've turned into me? Sacred Lord Black Demon paused for a moment, but he knew what Zhao Feng was going to do. He instantly sped up and charged into Zhao Feng's illusion maze domain. Although everything in front of him was blurry, it didn't affect Sacred Lord Black Demon at all. Come, Uncle accidentally broke your kite. Come on, Uncle accidentally broke your kite. I'll compensate you with a piece of candy. Zhao Feng revealed a warm smile as he turned into Sacred Lord Black Demon and handed over the 2 items in his hands. In this child's mind, substandard god crystals were candy. Therefore, if Zhao Feng took out a substandard god crystal, he would definitely be able to gain a good impression from this child. The child paused for a moment when he saw Zhao Feng's appearance. Thank you, Uncle. However, when he saw the candy, he immediately took the candy and the kite away. How is this possible? Sacred Lord Black Demon was extremely regretful, but there was nothing he could do. The child had already taken away the kite and the candy that Zhao Feng gave him. Victor, Zhao Feng. A mechanical voice sounded across the dimension. After 10% more draconic providence appeared in Zhao Feng's Dragon Jade, he appeared on the 4th prince's stage. I won. The 9th prince didn't even have time to react. Things had developed too quickly and were unexpected. Brother Zhao. The 9th prince immediately called out. Zhao Feng had once more given him a pleasant surprise. Zhao Feng, you're so smart. Zhou Su cheered and wanted to hug Zhao Feng. Good job, Zhao Feng. Even Old Ing was sweating because of Zhao Feng. Everyone thought that they would lose this round for sure. He didn't expect for Zhao Feng to use such a strange move to deceive the child. On the other side, you idiot. The 13th prince's body trembled as flames of anger burned in his heart, but he could only curse like this. The other members felt extremely depressed, but they didn't dare to curse Sacred Lord Black Demon. I was too careless. I didn't think that the situation would turn around like this. Sacred Lord Black Demon felt very bad. He had been too careless and thought that he would win for sure. Outside the Lord dynasty, even more bubbling sounds of laughter rang out continuously. The development of the matter was too fast for anyone to react. Normal people wouldn't even be able to think of such a method. Sacred Lord Black Demon of 9 Darkness Palace became the laughingstock of many experts and forces. He was supposed to win, but because of his carelessness, he gave away the fruits of victory. Sacred Lord Black Demon's reputation was ruined by a young man and a child. However, the clouds nearby soon calmed down. The moving maze palace has ended. The victors are the 4th prince and the 9th prince. The transparent elder gave a deep glance at the 9th prince's stage. No one knew who he was looking at. In the next instant, a white array flashed on the 8th prince and the 13th prince's stage. The 2 princes and their team members were sent out of the imperial tombs. The 2 stages slowly descended and returned to the Heaven's Legacy City. Now, we'll enter the last round, the fight for the Grand Seal. The transparent elder's voice sounded. An invisible majestic aura immediately spread out. At the same time, the 2 princes' stage changed directions and faced off against each other. At the same time, the gray-white stone stage slowly sank into the ground. Boom! Steel plates abruptly extended from the front of the stairs where the 2 teams were standing. Finally, the 2 groups joined together and formed a path made of steel plates. Boom! 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 The sound of metal clashing could be heard in the center of this path. Countless small steel plates extended out from it, finally forming a circular battlefield. Old Ing! The 9th prince glanced at the 4th prince and called out, Your Highness, we have no chance of winning. Old Ing lowered his head and sighed. From the moment the transparent elder announced the start of the last round, the excitement of the 9th prince's team turned into silence. Although the 9th prince barely beat the 13th prince, the 13th prince's strength was far greater than his. However, the 9th prince's pseudo-crown prince seal had less draconic providence than the 13th prince, not to mention the 4th prince. We have tried our best. Yulei could not hide his dispirited and unwilling mood. The 9th prince's team had the 2nd most wins in this segment, but they had the lowest number of losses among the 4 princes. This meant that the 9th prince's team's performance was very good. However, the gap had already been formed from the recruitment, and it was very big. Even though the 9th prince's team performed well, they weren't able to make up for the difference. The battle for the Grand Seal has begun. The two princes will engage in the final battle. The illusory old man announced solemnly. Members of the two princes can help their own princes, but they cannot attack the enemy princes or cause any harm to them. There was only one rule for the final battle. In other words, the people behind the ninth prince could heal, protect, transfer power, and so on. However, he could not attack the fourth prince, cause him any harm, or affect the fourth prince's battle condition. Come, brother ninth prince. I didn't expect you to reach this step. The fourth prince stepped forward with a stern expression. An invisible aura of a ruler was emitted from his body. For him, the position of crown prince was already in his hands. He had also begun to acknowledge the ninth royal brother, whom he had neglected for so long. My goal is to defeat you, brother fourth prince. The ninth prince took a deep breath and walked forward. The two princes held their pseudo-crown prince seals in each hand and slowly walked to the center of the circular battleground. Wang, the pseudo-crown prince seals in the two princes' hands started to tremble. Large amounts of draconic providence flew into the air, along with a golden light. A majestic golden dragon could be faintly seen above the circular battleground, and its roar was enough to move one's soul. Boom, boom. Two surges of draconic providence entered the bodies of the two princes. Countless golden dragons started to climb and spread around the two princes. Dragon light flashed and lit up heaven and earth. 75 yards of light. Zhuge Yun's eyes twinkled. The fourth prince was covered in draconic providence, and the draconic light he released reached 24 yards. More accurately speaking, it was 24 yards. One had to know that in the history of the Great Gon Lord Dynasty's Crown Prince trial, the highest draconic light was 24 yards. Unfortunately, the ninth prince is going to lose for sure. His draconic light is only 24 yards. An elder next to Zhuge Yun said, compared to the fourth prince's draconic light, the ninth prince's draconic light was slightly dimmer. A difference of 10 yards. Old Ing looked at the two princes in front of him. Prepare to attack. Old Ing immediately roared. The members of the princes' teams could support the princes from behind the scenes. Although there was no doubt who would win this battle, the ninth prince didn't admit defeat, so they couldn't give up. Zhao Feng, where are your flying beasts? Zhou Su asked carefully at this moment. When she teamed up with Zhao Feng, she knew that Zhao Feng had given some of the dragon jades he had stolen to some flying beasts. She didn't know how much draconic providence these dragon jades had collected, but if they could reduce the difference between the two sides, their chances of winning would increase. There's no rush. Zhao Feng replied softly. Wang, the battle power of the two princes rose as the draconic providence turned into draconic providence, surpassing everyone present. The fourth prince had even become a sacred lord in the prince's tomb. With the addition of the draconic providence, his battle power had broken through the early stages of the mystic light realm and was approaching the late stages of the mystic light realm. Limitless draconic pressure controlled the air. The ninth prince's battle power was an entire level lower than his. He felt that it was hard for him to resist the fourth prince's pressure. Chapter 994. The ninth prince felt tired just resisting the pressure from the fourth prince's draconic providence. Countless magnificent intents suddenly surged over from behind and helped the ninth prince alleviate this pressure. Soul spiritual sensing technique. Old Ing used a complex technique, and a unique soul undulation charged into the ninth prince's soul. The ninth prince instantly felt the power of his soul increase, and he could sense things more clearly. Bodhi seed. Zhou waved her hand, and a bright green seed slowly floated next to the ninth prince. This technique can continuously heal, and it's also useful against damage to the soul. Zhou Su told the ninth prince the use of this technique. Yellow Dragon Protection. Shi Yulei activated his bloodline and used a secret technique. A layer of dark yellow mist instantly appeared around the ninth prince. There were lines on it that kept on changing. It was obvious that this was a defensive secret technique of the Shi family. All the members of the ninth prince's team did their best to help the ninth prince. I intent boost. Zhao Feng wasn't stingy at all. He circulated his left eye and left a mark on the ninth prince's soul. Through this mark, the ninth prince could receive Zhao Feng's eye intent and even part of the god's spiritual eye's power. In an instant, the ninth prince felt as if everything in front of him became 10 times clearer, and he could sense everything extremely accurately. The fourth prince in front of him was even slightly transparent in his eyes. He could see parts of the fourth prince's body and the distribution of his mystic light sacred power. The ninth prince felt as if his overall strength had increased by another level. Boom! The ninth prince puffed out his chest and looked at the fourth prince. An invisible force rose up, and there was an intense collision in the void. Good, your team members are very outstanding. Praise flashed through the fourth prince's eyes. With the help of his team members, the ninth prince's aura was on par with his. A golden longsword with dragon carvings on it appeared in the fourth prince's hand, and the lines on it instantly glittered with a golden light. Take this. The fourth prince raised his sword and slashed down. The members behind the ninth prince instantly felt a limitless sacred lord-level pressure crush over. The power of this sword contained extremely profound intent of the Tao of the sword. Zhou Su and Su Qingling took a few steps back and stood behind the other members. How terrifying! So this is the draconic luck controlled by the royal family. Jing Kai exclaimed. This invisible dragon might was actually targeted at the ninth prince. Moreover, the fourth prince was fighting alone. None of his subordinates were helping him. Clang! The ninth prince immediately pulled out an ancient azure lightning sword. Azure lightning flashed as he slashed out. All the draconic providence in the surroundings gathered together as the two swords danced. Bam! The ninth prince quickly retreated dozens of steps before stabilizing himself. If it wasn't for Shi Yulei's defensive secret technique, Zhou Su's healing secret technique, and Old Ing and Zhao Feng's senses and reaction time, he would have been severely injured. As for the fourth prince, he only took half a step back under such a terrifying collision. He was completely unharmed. So strong, one person against our entire team. Shi Yulei was slightly surprised. Even though the other members of the team didn't really make a move, it was still the same. The fourth prince's foundation is already extremely strong, and his draconic providence far surpasses the ninth prince's. Olding slowly said, the difference between the two princes' teams wasn't just big. Furthermore, the fourth prince's team members hadn't even done anything yet. World of Wind Lightning. Zhao Feng suddenly released his little world of wind lightning. However, his little world appeared around the ninth prince. Rumble. Boom. Boom. Limitless power of lightning within the little world of wind lightning flowed into the ninth prince's ancient azure lightning sword. At the same time, the power of this little world could be used as a shield for the ninth prince. What a strong power of lightning! The ninth prince exclaimed. The inheritance sacred weapon in his hand contained the element of lightning, but since the ninth prince didn't cultivate any lightning elemental techniques, he couldn't use its full power. However, with the support of Zhao Feng's lightning, the power of lightning within his inheritance sacred weapon was unleashed to the maximum. The ninth prince even felt that the power of lightning within Zhao Feng's little world surpassed the power of lightning within his inheritance sacred weapon. Boom! At this instant, countless arcs of lightning flashed around the ninth prince's body. Not bad. Your aura has become stronger, but it's time to end this. The fourth prince's voice was calm. The increase in the ninth prince's battle power wouldn't change anything. Fighting with the ninth prince once meant that the ninth prince had acknowledged him. If he continued, it would be an insult to the ninth prince. As the fourth prince's voice sounded, the members behind him circulated their emperor and sacred lord intents and used secret techniques to reinforce the fourth prince's body. One boom, boom. Limitless power gathered around the fourth prince. Even space couldn't handle it and started to give off loud explosions. Come! The fourth prince's voice was deafening and resounded across the sky. The ninth prince was the first to attack. A bolt of ancient green lightning shot out with countless draconic runes. The fourth prince placed his golden longsword in front of his chest. Rumble! He easily blocked the ninth prince's attack. The limitless power of lightning couldn't even break through the fourth prince's defense. With the help of the members of the fourth prince's team, the ninth prince's attack wasn't able to injure the fourth prince at all, even if it was a level higher. Let's end this. The fourth prince waved his long sword and shattered the ninth prince's attack. The fourth prince raised his golden longsword, and all the draconic providence in the air seemed to be attracted by this sword. Limitless power surged into it. This golden longsword was like a golden sun. It flashed with a golden light, and a giant golden dragon that spat out golden flames could be faintly seen on it. Before the fourth prince's sword even descended, it already gave the ninth prince and company a pressure that was as heavy as a mountain. Suddenly, the cry of an eagle came from the sky. Normal eagles definitely wouldn't be able to get close to the battlefield between the two princes. When everyone raised their heads, they saw a ball of light slowly descend. "That's a dragon jade!" An exclamation came from the fourth prince's side. Ding! This dragon jade accurately landed on the ninth prince's body and then fell. However, the draconic providence within the dragon jade was absorbed by the ninth prince. The draconic providence behind him suddenly increased by 1 meter. Where did this dragon jade come from? Sure, Yulei was also curious. This dragon jade just so happened to land on the ninth prince. Could the heavens be helping them? A few more eagle cries sounded. 3 streaks of light landed on the ninth prince's body. One boom. The ninth prince instantly absorbed the draconic providence within the dragon jade, and the draconic providence behind him increased by 2 more meters. This should be Zhao Feng's method. He uses the abilities of a beast tamer to make beasts wear dragon jades and go out to collect draconic providence. Zhuge Yun explained to everyone behind the fourth prince. However, the draconic providence within these dragon jades is limited. It won't change anything. Zhuge Yun confirmed. The fourth prince's victory wouldn't change. That's right. It's just 4 dragon jades. At most, there's only this much draconic providence. Another member said. The ninth prince's draconic providence had also increased by 3 more meters, reaching 25 yards. The difference between it and the fourth prince's draconic providence was like heaven and earth. However, as soon as he finished speaking, a few more eagle cries sounded from the distance. Ding, ding, bam. 5 more dragon jades landed from the sky and landed on the ninth prince. Although there wasn't much draconic providence within each dragon jade, there were a total of 9 dragon jades. Everyone knew that many drops made a mickle. At this moment, the ninth prince's draconic providence had almost reached 20 yards. How is this possible? How can there be so many dragon jades? A member behind the fourth prince exclaimed. This many dragon jades must have been taken from the other princes. However, after a prince used the pseudo-crown prince seal to ask for help, the related dragon jades would activate the array and teleport them away. It was impossible for them to stay in the imperial tombs. The ninth prince's draconic providence is about to reach the fourth prince's. A member said in a deep tone. On the other side, the ninth prince and the other members were also surprised and excited, but they didn't know why. Why did so many dragon jades descend on the ninth prince? But then, the dragon-winged eagles all flew to Zhao Feng's side and vanished. Brother Zhao. The ninth prince's heart shook slightly. He didn't expect Zhao Feng to have prepared something like this for him. Now that his draconic providence was extremely close to the fourth prince's, it wasn't as if he didn't have the ability to fight back. The ninth prince's blood started to shake. Zhao Feng had a calm expression. One of the 10 dragon-winged eagles had died while collecting draconic providence. The fourth prince saw all of this and didn't say anything. Even though the ninth prince's draconic providence had increased because of the 9 dragon jades, he wasn't scared. Someone behind the fourth prince exclaimed. There's still more dragon jades. Immediately, everyone's eyes looked into the distance. The fourth prince's expression changed slightly. This time, it wasn't the dragon-winged eagles that flew over. It was several other flying beasts. Ding, ding, bam. 3 dragon jades landed on the ninth prince's body, and the draconic light behind him grew by a few more feet. It was the same as the fourth prince's draconic light, They were both 24 feet tall. These 3 flying beasts were sent out by Zhao Feng in the beginning, so they had collected slightly more draconic providence. Let's end this. The 4th prince's deep voice sounded as he slashed down with his sword. The 9th prince's draconic providence was the same as his. However, the 4th prince still had the absolute advantage in strength. A golden sword light that was like an ancient golden dragon charged toward the 9th prince. When this sword descended, 2 flying demonic beasts in the distance threw out the dragon jades in their claws and smashed them onto the 9th prince. There should have been 3 flying beasts, but one of them met with an accident while collecting draconic providence. Bam! Limitless draconic providence and lightning spread. The 9th prince's sword unleashed a peerless power that destroyed the 4th prince's attack. Good, this is more interesting. The 4th prince's battle intent burned. Right now, the 9th prince's draconic providence was much more than his. However, the 4th prince was very strong, and he had the support of the other members behind him. His battle power was still slightly higher than the 9th prince's. Roar! Just as the 4th prince finished speaking, a loud and clear bird cry resounded in the sky. His heart suddenly trembled. Chapter 995. The 4th prince wasn't the only one whose heart shook. The members behind him were also shocked. Shwa! A normal-looking black eagle radiating a heavy ancient aura threw down a piece of dragon jade. It glowed brightly like a ball of white light. This eagle was a Yao spirit that Zhao Feng had enslaved in the ancient dream realm. Because it was a product of the ancient dream realm, it had a huge advantage in this dimension. It could enter all kinds of dangerous places and collect draconic providence. This was why this piece of dragon jade contained the most draconic providence. Boom! The draconic light behind the 9th prince's back grew even brighter, and the roar of a dragon sounded. A giant golden dragon of lightning slowly rose behind him, and its aura became stronger. The 9th prince's team was extremely excited. The rise after being suppressed made their blood boil, and they had the urge to fight with all their strength. 8 yards! One of the members behind the 4th prince exclaimed in shock. How is this possible? Zhuge Yun's voice was deep and filled with doubt. This was already the 15th piece of dragon jade. They had seen Zhao Feng take 10 pieces of dragon jade from the 3 princes when he was attacking cities. It was very likely that Shinjizi, who specialized in arrays, had made the teleportation array within the dragon jade lose its effect, which was why these dragon jades were still here. However, even then, the number of dragon jades didn't make sense. Furthermore, the amount of draconic providence contained within the dragon jade that the Black Eagle had just left behind was extremely high. Even if Zhao Feng had gotten the dragon jade back then and told the beasts to collect draconic providence, he wouldn't have been able to collect so much. There were too many suspicious points. 8 yards of draconic light, 6 yards more than the 4th prince. Sacred Lord 10,000 Lightning murmured. Even if the 9th prince had 6 yards more draconic providence than the 4th prince, the 9th prince didn't have much of an advantage. Firstly, there was a big difference between the 2 princes themselves. Secondly, the difference between the members behind the 2 princes was even bigger. End it immediately! Zhuge Yun's voice sounded in the minds of everyone on the 4th prince's team. These variables, from attacking cities and seizing lands, to moving mazes, to the final battle for the Grand Seal. All of these variables were because of Zhao Feng. Furthermore, this variable was so great that it was enough to turn the situation around. Zhuge Yun looked at Zhao Feng's expressionless face and suddenly lost his confidence. The Grand Seal is mine. The 4th prince raised the dragon pattern golden sword high up, summoning all the dragon luck chi. At the same time, there were numerous heaven and earth signs around him, all of which were the protective and supportive abilities of his subordinates. The 4th prince charged out, and the invisible dragon providence in the surroundings danced in the air. The 9th prince also soared into the sky. At this moment, his dragon providence had surpassed the 4th prince's, so he wasn't afraid at all. Ding! The 2 swords clashed, and lightning and golden light shook the heaven and earth. Above the two of them, two golden dragons could be vaguely seen roaring and fighting each other. "Brother, you really surprise me." The fourth prince's face darkened. Only after fighting seriously with the ninth prince did he realize that the ninth prince's control over his draconic providence had reached an extremely precise level. Furthermore, the ninth prince's attacking style was also extremely profound. How is this possible? The experts behind the fourth prince exclaimed in their hearts. The ninth prince was only 6 feet taller than the fourth prince, but he was able to fight on par with the fourth prince. One had to know that the fourth prince was a sacred lord, and the ninth prince was only close to a quasi-sacred lord. "Brother fourth prince, you've always been my goal to surpass." The ninth prince's eyes twinkled, and his blood boiled. The special support that Zhao Feng had given him allowed him to have extremely precise control over everything he did. This was why he could control the draconic providence as he pleased and make up for the difference in cultivation between him and the fourth prince. Furthermore, by observing the fourth prince's actions, he could even predict the fourth prince's moves and find a way to counter them. The ninth prince's battle power seems to have instantly increased. Old Ing was slightly surprised. He understood the ninth prince very well, so he could obviously tell that the ninth prince's moves were unique and could counter the fourth prince to a certain extent. "Zhao Feng, you're really good." Shi Yulei finally praised Zhao Feng at this moment. Now that the situation had changed, the ninth prince had at least a 50% chance of becoming the crown prince. At this moment, tempestuous waves rose in the Great Qian dynasty. Countless experts and forces couldn't believe what they were seeing. The ninth prince, who was ranked 7th in overall strength, was able to fight against the fourth prince and was on par with him. Many experts questioned the method that Zhao Feng used to collect draconic providence. First of all, it was a big problem to collect so many dragon jades. Secondly, the beast tamer wouldn't be able to control the beasts that collected draconic providence, so there was an 80% chance of accidents happening. Furthermore, wiping out the teleportation array within the dragon jades was a problem as well. Normal array masters would need to spend a long time to destroy the array within the dragon jades without damaging them. However, Zhao Feng had solved all the problems perfectly. Fourth prince. Two sacred lords suddenly stepped out from behind the fourth prince. Even they couldn't accept the reality in front of them. They were the strongest group. The fourth prince had to win. Wang, Sacred Lord 10,000 Lightning and the other Sacred Lord immediately circulated their secret techniques and sent out a large amount of profound mystic light sacred power. Sacred Lord 10,000 Lightning's energy was even more condensed, and it had a crystalline quality to it. This was a technique unique to Sky Suspension Palace. The fourth prince and the ninth prince's battle was close to the late stages of the mystic light realm. Normal experts wouldn't be able to help much apart from using some supportive secret techniques. However, mystic light realm sacred lords were different. They could send out a large amount of refined mystic light sacred power. 1. The fourth prince felt the sacred power within his body surge endlessly, but there was one flaw: it was too chaotic. However, this was enough. Ding! Boom! The fourth prince released a powerful surge of energy with every movement as he released his mystic light sacred power. Bam! The ninth prince's hands trembled slightly as he blocked one of the fourth prince's attacks, and the defensive technique that Shi Yulei put on instantly crumbled. Mystic light sacred power. The ninth prince murmured. Right now, he was still using True Yuan. This was the huge difference between him and the fourth prince. Otherwise, he would have been able to easily defeat the fourth prince with just the extra 6 feet of draconic light. Zhao Feng, where's that Yao bird from the very beginning? Zhou Su asked with surprise. She remembered that Zhao Feng could fly when they first arrived at the imperial tombs, and he even let out an ancient Yao bird. After extorting the dragon jades, he started to collect draconic providence from the beasts. What? There are more beasts? Old Ying's expression changed, and joy appeared in his eyes. If he had another piece of dragon jade, it would be able to make up for the difference in cultivation between the fourth prince and the ninth prince. Not good, fourth prince, hurry up and finish it. Sacred Lord 10,000 Lightning's expression changed dramatically as he messaged. The conversation between Zhou Su, Old Ing, and company wasn't through spiritual sense, so they could hear it clearly. He and the other sacred lord immediately increased the amount of sacred power they used. The fourth prince had a solemn expression. He obviously heard the conversation between Zhou Su, Old Ing, and company as well. Lose. The air around the fourth prince started to tremble as all the draconic light retracted back into the golden sword. He poured as much mystic light sacred power into the inheritance sacred weapon in his hand. Ding. Wang, the golden dragon-patterned longsword seemed to be unable to withstand the earth-shattering power, and it trembled and cried out. Golden dragon's sacred slash. The fourth prince gripped the sword with both hands and slashed out. Wang boom. A beam of golden white light that seemed to be able to split heaven and earth apart shot over with a powerful sword aura. Everything in its path was destroyed, and even space itself started to twist. Not good, ninth prince. Old Ing exclaimed. The power of the fourth prince's sword surpassed the attacks of normal late-stage mystic light realm cultivators. He's gathered the mystic light sacred power of 3 sacred lords. Shi Yulei's voice trembled. Furthermore, the mystic light sacred power that the 2 sacred lords behind the fourth prince had sent out had been refined through a special method. It's coming. Zhao Feng's eyes flashed as he murmured softly. However, at this moment, everyone's attention was attracted by the fourth prince's all-out attack. The power of that attack was enough to cover everything. Only the ninth prince felt a strong surge of draconic providence approaching him. Absorb. Before the dragon jade even got close to the fourth prince, he forcefully circulated a secret technique of the imperial family and absorbed the draconic providence within it. Wang boom. When the earth-shattering golden dragon slash slammed into the ninth prince, a deafening dragon roar also exploded. The draconic light behind the ninth prince's back became even brighter. 80 yards, 1 foot, 2 feet, 3 feet, 5 feet. Boom. The power of draconic providence surrounded the ninth prince's body, and an ancient green sword of lightning with peerless draconic providence swept out. Boom. The killing blow that was closing in on him suddenly shattered. A limitless dragon might spread out from the ninth prince's body. Plop. The fourth prince, who had just unleashed his full power and thought that he would definitely win, was instantly pushed back several dozen yards and fell onto the ground. At this instant, the ninth prince's power had completely surpassed his. The fourth prince found it strenuous just to resist the pressure of this will. Boom. The ninth prince slashed out and shattered the pseudo-crown prince seal behind the fourth prince. Wang, the pseudo-crown prince seal in his hand instantly released limitless golden light. Countless golden lines flashed on the small golden seal. Countless golden draconic lights surrounded it, and a surge of sacred power started to brew within the dragon seal. Grand seal form. The transparent elder instantly flashed with a white light. At the same time, a giant white array appeared on the stone steps and the battleground. The next instant, the 2 princes and their team members returned to the Great Gone Imperial Palace. The Crown Prince trial had officially ended. The Great Gone Imperial Palace was dead silent for a moment before it exploded with a boom that shook heaven and earth. The ninth prince actually won. I didn't even see the reversal at the end. What happened? I only saw the ninth prince's draconic light increase dramatically. Because the scene was rather blurry, coupled with the fourth prince's peerless brilliance and phenomenon, almost no one could clearly see how the ninth prince had won. In the main hall, the other princes who had already left were still in a daze. The ninth prince won against fourth brother. The seventh prince didn't dare to believe it. How is this possible? The ninth prince won. Damn it, that Zhao Feng. The 13th prince's body trembled, and his expression became fierce. Great. Ninth prince, Zhao Feng. Duke Nanfeng stood up and clapped his hands. The forces of the Lord Dynasty and Cloud Sky City were shocked, and the forces were angry and angry. Many experts and princes sighed unwillingly. No one noticed that in an inconspicuous corner, there was a strange and evil killing intent hidden. I didn't expect it to be the ninth prince. Chapter 996. The ninth prince, the fourth prince, and the other members of the group appeared in the air above the stone disk. The instant the crown prince seal appeared, it started to stir the draconic providence nearby. Then, the faint light on the ancient stone plate slowly dimmed, and the white light screen around it also disappeared. The stone disk turned into a streak of light and returned to the main hall of the imperial palace. The crown prince trial has ended. The ninth prince will be the crown prince for now. A voice sounded in the depths of the hall. I didn't expect the winner to be my ninth prince, Zihong. The sacred emperor was still slightly surprised. He had wanted to help his 13th prince, but he had been defeated by the ninth prince. The fourth prince, who was the strongest, had also been defeated by the ninth prince. The sacred emperor wasn't even very familiar with his ninth prince. Anger flashed through the sacred empress' eyes as she looked at the ninth prince and Zhao Feng. The crown prince trial had ended. However, the Great Gan Imperial Palace was even more lively. On the same day, the Imperial Palace hosted the crown prince celebration. All the official forces and sects had a certain number of spots to enter the Imperial Palace. The ninth prince was extremely busy at the crown prince celebration. The representatives of countless forces in the Lord dynasty greeted the ninth prince and gave him some gifts. The members of the Imperials who normally looked at the ninth prince with cold eyes welcomed him with a smile. Zihong, I already knew that you would amaze the world with a single brilliant feat. An elder of the Imperials immediately went up and said, Congratulations, brother ninth prince. No, I should call you the crown prince now. The seventh prince went up and gave a toast. Even the other princes had to greet the ninth prince. Maybe the ninth prince would be the one to ascend to the throne in the future. The other princes would have to listen to him if they wanted to survive in the Imperials. Apart from the ninth prince, the busiest person in this celebration was the forces that supported him and those that supported him in becoming the crown prince. At this moment, some of the representatives of the Shur family were so happy that they couldn't close their mouths as they greeted the other forces. The rise of the Shur family was destined. Brother Shur, your performance in the crown prince trial is truly admirable. A genius from a big force greeted Shur Yulei warmly. On the other side, Grand Duke Lan's palace, where Su Qingling was, walked with the other representatives. Many people even mentioned Su Qingling's marriage. Even though Zhao Feng had just entered the continent zone, his reputation wasn't very good, and the number of forces he knew could be counted on one hand. But at this moment, there were still countless experts from the major forces who took the initiative to befriend him. After all, everyone could see that the ninth prince was able to become the crown prince because of Zhao Feng's help. Moreover, Zhao Feng's own strength was also astonishing, and he had his own forces to manage. Zhao Feng, you're really something. Xan Wuheng walked over with a smile. I was just lucky. Zhao Feng smiled and avoided some of the people he didn't know as he walked toward Xan Wuheng. Brother Zhao, you're too humble. Xan Wuheng shook his head. This time, the fourth prince had been completely defeated by Zhao Feng. He had been defeated by the last 16 pieces of dragon jade. Xan Wuheng had done some research on arrays, but he wasn't confident that he could erase the teleportation array inside without damaging the dragon jade. Furthermore, Zhao Feng's idea of collecting draconic providence must have started from the very beginning. From this, one could see how far he had thought. Brother Xen, you're joking? Zhao Feng didn't deny it. In reality, Zhao Feng didn't know anything about arrays. However, GoldenEye's ability, partial disintegration, could perfectly solve this problem. As long as he could determine the location of the teleportation array and use the partial disintegration ability to destroy the structure of the array would stop working. This would be difficult for some array masters, but it was a small matter for Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng, congratulations. Tai Lydian, who was wearing a red robe, slowly walked over. Although the fourth prince that the Tai family supported had lost to Zhao Feng, the fourth prince's performance was enough to make them pay attention to him. However, Zhao Feng's performance was enough to make them pay attention to him. The Tai family's original plan was to forcefully bring Zhao Feng back to the Tai family after the Crown Prince trial ended, but now, they came to congratulate him. Zhao Feng, you've shined this time. Duke Nanfeng also smiled and congratulated. Originally, he had only wanted to return a favor to Zhao Feng. He had not expected that the 9th prince would actually become the crown prince. This made Duke Nanfeng feel like he owed another favor before he had even repaid his debt. After dealing with many people, Zhao Feng came to the side of the Ocean Smoke Pavilion. Grand Elder, Bai Qingyue said happily. The Ocean Smoke Pavilion was already a 3-star force, and now that the 9th prince had won, the Ocean Smoke Pavilion became even more powerful. The Ocean Smoke Pavilion had become the undisputed overlord of the coast. Adding on the protection of the dynasty's draconic providence, Bai Qingyue believed that she could make the Ocean Smoke Pavilion reach Zhao Feng's expectations even faster. After the celebration, you can go back first. In the continent zone, Zhao Feng still had some matters to attend to, so he couldn't leave. Although Bai Qingyue was slightly disappointed, she immediately revealed a warm smile. Zhao Feng asked about the Ocean Smoke Pavilion and the development of the assassination forces. At the same time, he took out most of his resources and gave them to Bai Qingyue. The assassination forces had just started, and the Ocean Smoke Pavilion's foundation couldn't compare to some of the older forces. If they wanted to develop quickly, they needed a large amount of resources. This was also why Zhao Feng didn't strengthen his bloodline in the Heaven's Legacy City. Also, send all the information about the owner of the Eyes of Samsara to me. Zhao Feng suddenly said. In the corner, don't give up. You're still too young, and you can't compare to your brother in terms of experience. The authoritative male comforted the 13th prince. I just don't want to accept this. Why was the 9th prince the crown prince? The 13th prince said in a small voice. He did indeed become the crown prince, but I don't know if he can sit there stably. The authoritative male revealed a wicked smile and messaged. The 13th prince's expression froze as he looked at his uncle. The position of crown prince isn't that easy to sit on. The authoritative male had a deep gaze. In reality, that was indeed the case. There were still 5 years until the current sacred emperor abdicated. This period of time was the crown prince's inspection period. If the crown prince made any serious mistakes, it would be affected. Father. The 9th prince arrived in front of the sacred emperor. Zihong, your performance this time was very good. The current sacred emperor said with a smile. Many of the imperial uncles nearby also smiled and replied. The celebration continued until the night of the 2nd day. At this moment, the 9th prince could finally go back and rest. Your Highness Crown Prince, I still need to stay at your place for a few more days. Zhao Feng said with a smile. Brother Zhao, where are you going? The 9th prince asked. He didn't mind Zhao Feng staying at his place, but he could tell that Zhao Feng had something important to do. I have something to do. Zhao Feng didn't give a clear answer. He couldn't kill the 13th prince right now. On the other hand, it was impossible for him to meet Zhao Yufei. Furthermore, he needed to find out more about the owner of the Eyes of Samsara. However, he could ask Old Ing. Although Old Ing had left the Imperial Skynet, he should still be able to ask some of his connections. Father will probably reward all of you tomorrow. Brother Zhao, please don't miss it. The 9th prince knew that Zhao Feng had once rejected Duke Nanfeng's recommendation to become a count. However, the sacred emperor was personally rewarding him this time, so he had to be present. At the same time, the 9th prince took out a golden token. With this token, Zhao Feng could enter the imperial palace whenever he wanted. Thank you. Zhao Feng took the token. After all, not just anyone could enter the imperial palace. Your Highness Crown Prince. Butler Qi immediately came out to greet the 9th prince. Zhao Feng glanced at Butler Qi, and his left eye suddenly started to twitch. Suddenly, a cold blade appeared in Butler Qi's hand. A translucent black dagger stabbed toward the 9th prince's chest. Butler Qi, you? The 9th prince had a stunned expression. He didn't have time to defend himself. Furthermore, Butler Qi's sneak attack was as fast as lightning, and it was accompanied by a wicked mystic light sacred undulation. The 9th prince would die for sure even if he tried to defend himself. Butler Qi revealed a wicked and cruel smile, as if the assassination had succeeded. However, in the next instant, Zhao Feng and the ninth prince's figures disappeared with a flash of silver light. This is? Butler Qi's expression turned to shock as his attack missed. The ability to pass through space. Butler Qi's voice was deep. Who? Butler Qi immediately turned around and turned into a streak of dark light that merged into the darkness and quickly retreated. Within the ninth prince's palace, Zhao Feng and the ninth prince suddenly appeared in the room where Zhao Feng had once entered seclusion. Zhao Feng, this is the ability of the misty spatial world? The ninth prince's heart jumped as he looked at Zhao Feng and took a deep breath. Luckily, Zhao Feng's substandard god weapon had saved his life at the critical moment. Zhao Feng had once entered seclusion here and left behind the spatial coordinates. However, why would Butler Qi assassinate him? No, that wasn't Butler Qi. Ninth prince, stay here. I'll go take a look. Zhao Feng said before flying away. Before Butler Qi took action, Zhao Feng felt that the real Butler Qi had probably been killed already. He was very surprised. Who would have the guts to enter the imperial palace and assassinate the ninth prince or the current crown prince at that? The first person Zhao Feng thought of was the 13th prince. He couldn't rule out the possibility that the 13th prince would do something stupid on impulse. Furthermore, this person is very strong. Zhao Feng quickly flew through the imperial palace. When he was teleporting away, he left a mark of the god eye on Butler Qi. However, at this moment, Zhao Feng could only sense a rough direction. This meant that the assassin had already sensed it and used a method to suppress Zhao Feng's mark of the god eye. I didn't expect him to have such an ability. How careless! Butler Qi had a dark and hateful expression as he quickly flew through the maze palace. Some of the patrolling guards couldn't even sense him. Zhao Feng followed the mark of the god eye and chased after him. Who is it? Flying is forbidden in the imperial palace. The patrolling guard immediately shouted. Assassin! Zhao Feng suddenly circulated his god eye, and a surge of eye bloodline power appeared in Butler Qi's soul. At this moment, the patrolling guards immediately sensed something. At the same time, they also knew who Zhao Feng was. Assassin! Over there! All the patrolling guards in the imperial palace were alerted. Damn it, this brat! Butler Qi's face twisted, and one could faintly see a face covered in black scales. I can't escape anymore. Butler Qi's face was filled with despair and solemnity. He suddenly stopped moving. You meddlesome brat, let's die together. Butler Qi's voice was low and hateful as he turned around and charged at Zhao Feng. Butler Qi's figure flashed and instantly arrived in front of Zhao Feng. A transparent black dagger ignored the resistance of space and slashed toward Zhao Feng. Chapter 997. Let's die together, you meddlesome brat. Butler Qi looked at Zhao Feng and gritted his teeth in anger. Firstly, the assassination of the crown prince had failed because of Zhao Feng. Secondly, Zhao Feng's tracking had completely exposed him. He had never thought that he would fall in the hands of this young martial emperor. Butler Qi's figure flashed and instantly arrived in front of Zhao Feng. His transparent black dagger ignored the resistance of space and slashed toward Zhao Feng. A heaven-grade weapon from the Tao of assassination. Zhao Feng's expression changed slightly. The strength that Butler Qi displayed wasn't simple. Sacred lightning protection. An ancient barrier of wind lightning suddenly appeared around Zhao Feng's body as he faced Butler Qi's swift attack. Butler Qi completely ignored Zhao Feng's defense and circulated his sacred power as he slashed down. Rumble! Boom! Zhao Feng's sacred lightning protection shattered, and a terrifying surge of sacred lightning was pushed back. Boom! Butler Qi circulated his mystic light sacred power to protect himself, and the attack continued toward Zhao Feng. What? Zhao Feng's heart shook. The assassin didn't even try to dodge his sacred power sacred lightning. All he did was circulate his sacred power to block it. Zhao Feng could sense the emotions of this assassin. It seemed like he was ready to die. Wind lightning eye flame. Zhao Feng felt that the situation wasn't good, so he immediately circulated his left eye and used a soul eye bloodline technique. This assassin had probably been hiding in the imperial palace for a long time and had watched the crown prince trial. He probably knew about Zhao Feng's strength and some of his techniques. Furthermore, the strength that this assassin displayed had reached the early stages of the mystic light realm. Even though Zhao Feng had the sacred lightning body, he wouldn't dare to take this attack head-on. A shocking surge of eye bloodline flames instantly appeared in Zhao Feng's left eye. Golden purple light flowed around it, and dark god tribulation lightning symbols appeared. Boom! A ball of transparent purple and gold lightning fire with the aura of god tribulation lightning landed on the assassin's head. See, the assassin let out a shrill cry. His soul and saint body were suddenly attacked by the power of the thunder tribulation, which made him pause. Xiao! Zhao Feng immediately distanced himself from the assassin. Inside the palace, the majority of the guards were half-step kings or early kings. Only a few squad leaders were great emperors. However, they still did not dare to approach the area where Zhao Feng and the assassin were fighting. If it wasn't for the sturdiness of the palace and the protection of the formation and dragon providence, everything in the vicinity would have been destroyed. Die! In less than half a breath's time, the assassin recovered and attacked Zhao Feng again. As an assassin, he had a certain amount of knowledge regarding the soul. As such, the damage that Zhao Feng's eye technique could inflict on him was limited. Great Qian Imperial Palace, who dares to be so insolent? A deafening roar came from behind and resounded throughout the entire palace. Rumble! The entire palace began to tremble as countless streams of dragon providence rose. The invisible draconic providence merged with the laws of heaven and earth and locked down heaven and earth. Even the air froze. Zhao Feng's movements became stiff and slow, as if he had entered a swamp. His true yuan and bloodline were all greatly suppressed. A golden dragon silhouette appeared above the imperial palace like the radiant light of the sun. A magnificent power filled everything within a few hundred miles, and the terrifying power of draconic providence seemed to materialize as it filled every inch of the air. In an instant, heaven and earth changed, and night became day. Everything in heaven and earth was controlled by the golden figure. What's going on? Tai Hongnan immediately raised his head and looked into the sky. The sacred king of the Great Gan dynasty has taken action. The eyes of the elder from Sky Suspension Palace were grim. The Great Gan dynasty forbids the use of force, but the sacred king guarding the Great Gan Imperial Palace has personally taken action? Duke Nanfeng started to feel uneasy. Inside the palace, many members of the royal family and the experts of the sects were shocked as they sensed the terrifying laws of profundity between heaven and earth. Boom, boom, boom. The thousands of guards around the golden figure immediately knelt down and worshipped the magnificent power and draconic pressure. Boom. Boundless mystic light, sacred power, and draconic providence surged around the assassin's body and instantly formed a pair of golden arms with dragon tattoos on them. The assassin was grabbed by the golden dragon-tattooed hands, and he wasn't even able to resist. How dare you offend the Great Gan dynasty? A cold harumph sounded from within the golden figure. Kacha! The golden dragon-tattooed hands suddenly squeezed, and the assassin's body shattered, leaving behind a half-transparent black soul that was restrained by limitless laws of sacred power. Rumble! The golden figure glanced at Zhao Feng before disappearing with the surge of draconic providence. The golden light above the palace suddenly disappeared, and heaven and earth returned to normal. You're courting death. How dare you sneak into the imperial palace? The Imperials are invincible within the Great Gan Imperial Palace. That was Sacred King Feather Spirit just now, right? That's a Sacred King expert. Amidst the exclamations, the guards slowly dispersed and returned to their posts. Sacred King. Zhao Feng's heart shook. Those at the peak stages of the mystic light realm could only be called sacred kings when their comprehension of the laws of heaven and earth had reached a whole new level. Sacred kings stood at the peak of the continent, and they were existences only below demigods. Zhao Feng sensed that when the sacred king descended, he fused his laws and intents into the air to control all things. Furthermore, Sacred kings controlled limitless draconic providence within the Great Gone Imperial Palace. Even sacred kings of the same rank would be crushed. "Thank you, Emperor Zhao, for finding traces of the assassin," one of the guards said seriously. Zhao Feng then returned to the ninth prince's palace. At this moment, Old Ing was also at the ninth prince's place. "Zhao Feng, who was that assassin?" the ninth prince immediately asked. Something like this hadn't happened in the last several dozen thousand years in the Great Gone Lord dynasty. The appearance of a sacred king had alerted all the members and forces of the Lord dynasty. It was almost impossible for that assassin to survive. It might be a non-human. Zhao Feng made a precise guess based on some information. Non-humans? The non-humans have snuck into the Great Gone Imperial Palace? The ninth prince was surprised. Maybe it was because the Crown Prince trial had activated the Draconic Providence, allowing the non-humans to sneak in. However, the fact that the non-humans had snuck into the inner regions of the Great Gone Lord dynasty seemed to indicate something. No wonder. His target should be the Crown Prince. Old Ing had a deep gaze. Within the forbidden grounds behind the Imperial Palace, a terrifying surge of soul power spread. Sacred King Feather Spirit reached out and placed his hand on a half-transparent black soul. Boom! This soul suddenly shattered under the powerful soul intent. The non-humans might have already invaded the Great Gone Lord dynasty. Sacred King Feather Spirit's voice sounded after a while. The flashing balls of light fell silent for a long time. If that's really the case, then the news of the non-humans' invasion should still be on the way. An old sigh sounded. Even if they used teleportation arrays, it would take 5 months to get from the northwestern part of the Great Gone Lord dynasty to the center. However, if it was just information, it would only take 10 days with the help of a special organization of the Imperials and the teleportation arrays. At this moment, a voice sounded from outside. "Reporting to the Grand Emperor, there's news from the northwestern border." "Enter." An old voice sounded. A golden piece of paper with dragon patterns on it slowly floated over and landed in Sacred King Feather Spirit's hand. Wang Wang, the dragon rune seal on it immediately disappeared. "The non-humans have invaded." A solemn voice sounded in everyone's souls. Chapter 998. Within the ninth prince's palace, 3 people sat around a round table. "Old Ing, how much do you know about the Eyes of Samsara?" Zhao Feng asked. With Old Ying's experience, he definitely knew a lot that others didn't. The Eyes of Samsara have the ability to imprison the souls of the dead and create an undying samsara body. Apparently, this is the power of the samsara of death, and the Eyes of Samsara have another side, the samsara of life. Old Ing said in a solemn tone after thinking about it. The Eyes of Samsara were extremely rare even amongst the descendants of the 8 great god eyes, and they had special abilities. Furthermore, the inheritors of the Eyes of Samsara rarely appeared on the continent. Therefore, there was very little information regarding the abilities of the Eyes of Samsara. Old Ing didn't know much about the samsara of life. There's also the samsara of life? Zhao Feng was slightly surprised. He didn't expect the Eyes of Samsara to have another side, the power of samsara. Could the samsara of life be the key to finding Lu Qinxin that the sage mentioned? Zhao Feng thought. There aren't any clues regarding the whereabouts of the inheritor of the Eyes of Samsara? Zhao Feng didn't give up. The inheritor of the 8 great god eyes lived in seclusion in the continent? Even an intelligence organization like the Imperial Skynet couldn't find any traces of him? Apparently, the inheritor of the Eyes of Samsara appeared in the Yu province 1,000 years ago. Old Ing seemed to remember something and suddenly said, in reality, it was hard for the Imperial Skynet to find traces of a lone traveler like the Eyes of Samsara. The Great Gone Lord dynasty had a lot of territory, and there were many dangerous places with few people. The Tsong Ocean was also out of their reach. Furthermore, the inheritor of the Eyes of Samsara purposely hid his identity. That was when the Emperor of Death first arrived in the continent zone. Old Ing said. Old Ing then told Zhao Feng about the Emperor of Death and the inheritor of the Eyes of Samsara. Something must have happened between them back then, which is why the eyes of Samsara were able to revive the Emperor of Death from so far away. Zhao Feng came to a conclusion. After all, he had killed the Death Emperor in the Zhangxi. If the eyes of Samsara didn't have anything to do with the Emperor of Death, they wouldn't be able to revive the Emperor of Death in the continent zone. Furthermore, even if something had happened between the two, it was incredible that the owner of the Eyes of Samsara was able to revive the Emperor of Death and his Eye of Death from so far away. This meant that the owner of the Eyes of Samsara was several levels stronger than the Emperor of Death. Zhao Feng, why are you searching for the Eyes of Samsara? Old Ing asked in confusion. In his opinion, there was only one reason why Zhao Feng was searching for an inheritor of the Eyes of Samsara: revenge. After all, the Emperor of Death had been revived by the Eyes of Samsara. Without the Eyes of Samsara's permission, the Emperor of Death couldn't act on his own. However, the strength of the owner of the Eyes of Samsara wasn't something that Zhao Feng could contend with at his current level. I'm a little interested in the bloodline descendants of the 8 great god eyes. In addition, I want him to help me with something. Zhao Feng's reply made Old Ying's worries disappear. Old Ying could tell that Zhao Feng's eye bloodline wasn't simple. In this era, the descendants of the 8 great god eyes possessed the strongest eye bloodlines. As for Zhao Feng, he had killed the Emperor of Death, who possessed the Eye of Death, twice. On top of that, Old Ying had seen Zhao Feng's powerful eye bloodline technique many times. It was extremely rare for other eye bloodlines to have power comparable to the bloodlines of the 8 great god eyes. If you want to find him, I think you will find him. Old Ying smiled and said, the Emperor of Death, who had been revived by the Eyes of Samsara, was once again defeated by Zhao Feng. Did the owner of the Eyes of Samsara not want to see a powerful eye that didn't belong to the 8 great god eyes? Old Ying was looking forward to Zhao Feng meeting with the Eyes of Samsara. Brother Zhao, I can help you, the 9th prince said without hesitation. He needed a lot of people and information to find people. The 9th prince was confident that he could help Zhao Feng. Also, Yu province is controlled by the Ji family, right? Zhao Feng thought about the place that Old Ying just mentioned. I don't know if the Ji family is willing to help you. Otherwise, it'll be too difficult to find a single person in Yu province. Old Ying sighed. Although the 9th prince had obtained the position of crown prince, it was still unknown if he could successfully ascend to the position of sacred emperor. During this period of time, the other princes would stand against the 9th prince. If something happened to the 9th prince, they would be able to take the position of crown prince again. If the princes stood against the crown prince, then the forces behind them should be the same. The Ji family was the force behind the 8th prince. In the 3rd stage, the moving maze palace, Zhao Feng's actions targeted the 13th prince and the 8th prince. Therefore, the Ji family wouldn't welcome Zhao Feng. That's not for sure. Zhao Feng gave a faint smile. When Zhao Feng and Duan Muqing headed to the center of the continent zone, they met a grand elder of the Ji family, Sacred Lord Star Demon. Since Sacred Lord Star Demon had invited Zhao Feng, he obviously wouldn't reject Zhao Feng just because of the prince's position. Zhao Feng was also very interested in books related to the Ji family's eye bloodline. There should be eye bloodlines in the continent zone that were even stronger than the purple star eyes. However, the Ji family was publicly recognized as the strongest eye bloodline family. The power of a family wasn't something that a single individual could compare to. Sacred Lord Star Demon shouldn't have left yet, right? Zhao Feng suddenly said. Zhao Feng, you know Sacred Lord Star Demon? Old Ying's expression turned to surprise. From the looks of it, Zhao Feng had his own methods. This night wasn't going to be peaceful. The patrols in the palace had more people, and they could occasionally feel the auras of special treasures. These treasures probably had the ability to sense or detect non-humans. Zhao Feng could also feel several powerful auras around the 9th Prince's Hall. In the past, the Imperial Palace was the safest place in the Great Gon Lord dynasty. Almost no experts would follow the princes within the Imperial Palace, but tonight was an exception. Many forces had already received the news on the second day. The Tai family and the Yu family had returned immediately, and the other forces could guess some things as well. Within the main hall of the imperial palace, the sacred emperor sat on the golden dragon throne in the hall. The princes and the representatives of the Grand Duke's palace stood on both sides of the hall. Zihong, now that you're the crown prince, you need to work even harder on cultivating. At the same time, you need to take care of the politics of the great Gon Lord dynasty as well. The sacred emperor kept on reminding the ninth prince. Today, Zhou Zihong will officially become the crown prince of the great Gon Lord dynasty. The sacred emperor's expression became serious as he wrote down a decree. The contents of the decree would soon spread across the 18 provinces of the great Gon Lord dynasty. Those who assist the ninth prince will be given the title of count and will be protected by the providence of the great Gon Lord dynasty. The sacred king wrote down another decree. The protection of providence meant that their overall strength would increase within the great Gon Lord dynasty. Furthermore, this providence was ethereal and could affect many things. Generally speaking, it would be good for them. Furthermore, the title of count would allow them to have the territory of several islands. All of this could be discussed in the great Gon Lord dynasty's organization. Of course, the title of count was the main reward. Other rewards included the 18 provinces, the great Gon Lord dynasty, and other special organizations. The representatives of each province then reported some matters, and the sacred emperor quickly retreated. He didn't mention anything about the non-humans at all. From the looks of it, there shouldn't be much of a problem with the non-humans. In the past 1,000 years, the two lord dynasties had always been in conflict. Furthermore, there was no point for Zhao Feng to think too much about it. After saying goodbye to the ninth prince, Zhao Feng headed toward the eighth prince's palace. Master! Bai Qingyue and the others from the Ocean Smoke Pavilion were already waiting there. His trip to Yu Province was the same route that the people from the Ocean Smoke Pavilion were taking. Therefore, Zhao Feng used the Dark Heart Seal to send a message to Bai Qingyue. Come with me to visit the Ji family. Interacting with the 8 big families would increase the Ocean Smoke Pavilion's network. The Ocean Smoke Pavilion was an intelligence organization, so this was very important. Little friend Zhao, your eye bloodline techniques have increased in a long time. Sacred Lord Star Demon led the members of the Ji family out of the 8th prince's palace. Ji Wuye, Ji Lan, Ji Dengtian, and company instantly looked at Zhao Feng. Ji Lan had a complicated expression. Zhao Feng had easily defeated her in the divine illusion dimension, and now he had defeated 2 geniuses of the Ji family from the previous generation in the imperial tombs. Ji Wuye, on the other hand, looked at Zhao Feng with respect. Senior Star Demon, you must be joking. This junior is planning on going to the strongest eye bloodline family on the continent to learn. Last night, the 9th prince had sent someone to greet him, so the people of the Ji family were waiting here for Zhao Feng. The 8th prince and the crown prince were enemies, but Sacred Lord Star Demon didn't show any hostility toward Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng couldn't help but look at him in a different light. Maybe in Sacred Lord Star Demon's eyes, only his eye bloodline and eye bloodline techniques were important. Zhao Feng believed that he would definitely gain something from this trip. Haha, the Ji family welcomes any powerful eye bloodline. Sacred Lord Star Demon couldn't help but laugh. Although Zhao Feng didn't display much of his eye bloodline's abilities in the Crown Prince trial, Zhao Feng was still able to sense the power of his eye bloodline. However, Sacred Lord Star Demon, who had been paying attention to this, could see things that others couldn't. These disciples of the Ji family can also learn many things from little friend Zhao. Sacred Lord Star Demon said. These words were obviously said to the people of the Ji family behind him. Although they were the forces behind the 8th prince, their meaning was very clear. Although they were the forces behind the 8th prince, they still had a good relationship with the crown prince on the surface. Therefore, they were told to form a good relationship with Zhao Feng. At the same time, they could learn some things from him. Zhao Feng then left the imperial palace with Sacred Lord Star Demon and company. Within the 8th prince's hall, the 8th prince? Luo Zun was puzzled. Your Highness, although the 9th prince has become the crown prince, the force behind him and the current situation makes it very hard for him to stabilize his position. Another old man beside him analyzed the situation. His meaning was very clear. The 8th prince didn't need to help the 9th prince, but he should stop the Ji family from interacting with Zhao Feng. He just needed to wait for the right time to take back the position of crown prince. I know what to do. The 8th prince had a calm expression and spoke decisively. Understood. The elder was slightly surprised, but he didn't say anything. As a strategist, he could only give advice. The true leader was still the prince. Luo Xun paused for a moment before understanding what the 8th prince meant. He didn't want to stand against Zhao Feng anymore. If the 9th prince was able to become the crown prince, then why couldn't he become the crown prince with Zhao Feng's help? You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.